If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history. My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family. There's no family.
There's no family like my family.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations, with 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not gonna have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
After a strange game that ended in the 7th inning in a fog-out tie, the Harbor Hawks are back in action against the Falmouth Commodores on a hot and humid Monday night. Hello again, everybody. Mickey Doolittle alongside Michael Kirsting and Jacob Irons. And guys, last night was weird, but we have some history in this matchup recently from this season.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was another weird one between these two teams as well. It was a game that got rained out. It was a game that the Harbor Hawks took, and it was a good showing from them being able to battle back from 5 runs down. It's a characteristic of this team. They like playing from behind. It was on full display, but new day here today at Fuller Park.
Yeah, you can't emphasize that anymore. Yesterday, a little bit of a weird game. You have that fog, but it's Cape Cod, man. It is going to play a factor. That's the beauty of this, especially here tonight. I think, once again, it's going to play a very large factor, this fog is. We're having a 7 o'clock start due to Nesson being in town, really, the New England Sports Network. Here, the regional sports network that carries the Red Sox. Really exciting to have them in town. But 7 o'clock start here tonight. We're really close to the water. You can almost throw it that it's directly behind us. So once this temperature starts to drop, the humidity is sticking around here for another couple more days. It is going to get very foggy again, so look to have that play a factor down the stretch.
Yeah, our first time here at Gov Fuller Field this year, and for last night, fog was definitely a factor in that game.
Fog was the factor, and it was almost literally the deciding factor. It was rolling in out of almost nowhere, seemingly, and it was just a little fly ball out into left center field that ended up scoring the game's tying run in Brody Donay. That right afterwards, that's what got the game called. We couldn't see the ball, did the center fielder, and it was dangerous. And it took the umpires, admittedly, it took them a little bit to come to that decision, and gladly nobody was hurt because of it. But yeah, we played through as much as we could have. That game finished in an unconventional tie, and you can almost say that's a pretty decent result coming away with a point from that game for the Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, so the Harbor Hawks pick up the tie, their first of the year. They're 6-6-1 now, and coming into this game, Falmouth sits at 3-9-2. These are two different teams on maybe different trajectories. What's going to be the key tonight?
I think the key right now is to attack early. We know the bullpen is there. We know the pitching is there with Simon Miller taking the bump tonight. It's got to be attacking early and getting on the board first. You talk about it yesterday. Falmouth was already down 4-0 before an out was even scored. So if you can attack early, you change the entire momentum of the game. If you can have the pendulum swing all the way your side, that's going to be a key for Hyannis tonight. Be prepared, be ready, and go attack in the box.
In riding that momentum that you had in the final inning of last night, our own Nick Johnson, the general manager of the Harbor Hawks, said that Harbor Hawks maybe should have been leading in that game by a couple of runs by the time it was ended.
And when you talk about last night in that situation as well, that back third is what Hyannis does so well. They come back. That's when they really get to be alive. So when you eliminate that back third, that's when you start to lose it a little bit right now. But really, if they can be attacking early and often, that's going to be key.
And you just mentioned it, Mick, that coming back and getting ahead early, that's going to be the key here, because these Falmouth Commodores, they don't score as many runs. So scoring those runs, getting those hitters on hasn't been the issue. I feel like a broken record saying this, but getting those runners on hasn't been the issue. Scoring them is where we've seen some inconsistency.
And it's just one hit. Once that one hit comes, everything's going to change.
And once that one hit does come, you'll think that Hyannis will be able to pace here because of their strong pitching. So finding the one hit, getting those runners home, that'll be the key as per normal.
In that one hit, Harbor Hawks thought they had it last night with a Cam Smith leadoff home run. He had a fantastic game.
He had a fantastic game. Cam Smith really continues to be one of those guys. And you see him back in the top of the lineup here today because of just how quick of a reaction it was yesterday. For first time in the leadoff spots all year long for Hyannis, and he hits a home run. What more do you want out of the guy? And really, I'm excited to see him. And once again, he's a guy that goes, attacks pitches early and often, and that's what you want out of your leadoff guy.
Exactly. You don't think that he's really built to hit leadoff, but because of those exact characteristics, Jacob, he is a perfect guy to be moving into the leadoff spot. Not only that, and now he comes in seeing the ball a lot better, having really adjusted to the wood bat so much better, seeing pitches and taking really good hacks as well as good pitches. The results have come pretty nicely, as we saw last night as well.
The pitching matchup tonight, it's Simon Miller against Carson Montgomery, guys.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Simon Miller out here in more of the starting role. We've talked about it. He's more of a closer in his belief, but I like this. This is going to go back to a little bit of the Tampa Bay's. I think it was 2021 when they used to use an opener in those situations. I think that's what we're going to see Simon Miller here. Come out, and that's why this is what I want to see, and that's why the key to the game is to go attack early, because you have Simon Miller in those first 2 innings, hopefully in those situations, so you have a strong bump pitcher. I like Simon Miller to go attack, work out him, and do 1, 2, 3 for both innings, and now take him, see where he goes the rest of the way.
And not only that, you've got so much stronger pitching behind him that even if he can give you just those 2 innings and they can strike early, can the Harbor Hawks, that's going to set the table really, really strongly. So that's exactly what you said. Using Miller just for those first 6, 7, even 8 outs if his pitch count stays beneath that, and then handing it off to the bullpen, who we've seen has just been spectacular this season so far. If the Harbor Hawks can find an early way to strike, I would fancy them in this game.
Yeah.
And in the opposite dugout, down the first base side, it's going to be Carson Montgomery. What's going to be the key for him attacking this Harbor Hawks lineup?
Find the zone. I think really that's what we see it constantly with pitchers, and it's not just a Montgomery issue, but it's an issue sometimes between pitchers. If he can find the black, that's going to be key, and if he can just continue to pound the zone, that's where pitchers can get a leg up against the Harbor Hawks.
And to be able to be setting down the bottom third of the order, who we have seen has just been so productive so far, that's going to be huge as well.
It's Hyannis, and it is Falmouth. Coming up next right here on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust.
Hi. Oh, this is amazing.
Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky. Because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Welcome back to Gov Fuller Field. So happy to have you with us. Michael Kirsting alongside Jacob Irons, and my name is Mickey Doolittle. And it is game number 14 for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on this 2023 campaign, and this is how their lineup will go.
Cam Smith stays in the leadoff spot after a good day yesterday with that leadoff solo shot in the bottom of the first. He is the designated hitter today. Austin Kelly, haven't seen him for a few games. He slots in at first base, normally a catcher, but he is in at the first base spot today. He bats second. Billy Amick back in the field after a designated hitting yesterday. He is back at the hot corner at third, and he hits third. Brody Donay moves up to the cleanup spot. He does the catching today. First time we'll see Elijah Hainline on the season. He will bat fifth and play shortstop. Will Taylor, the center fielder, will play center and bat sixth. And rounding out the bottom third will be Nick Mitchell, the left fielder, Zach Earhart, the right fielder, and Bradkey Laurie, the second baseman.
Hyannis comes into this game at 6-6-1, and we'll look for win number 7 on the year. Jacob, it's been a little bit of a different look in the last 2 games with Cam Smith leading off, and it paid off last night with a leadoff home run.
Yeah, and you really talk about Cam Smith, who is maybe one of arguably the most powerful hitters right now for this lineup and continues to be a clutch hitter. That's what you like about Cam Smith every night, is that he comes in and plays an active role as soon as he gets into the game. He's a guy that lives and breathes Harbor Hawks. He's with Dan, as Bria mentioned yesterday, our team president, so he loves the Harbor Hawks. He's with it, and what a better guy to lead it off for him.
So the Harbor Hawks, again, like you heard Michael say, the batting order, it's a lot of the same. It's a lot of the same faces that we've seen in there. Billy Amick, Will Taylor, Zach Earhart, Bradkey Laurie, all in there. Of course, Laurie kind of taking that second leadoff role in the last couple of weeks, but there are some new names in there. Austin Kelly, we've seen him in a Hyannis uniform before, but he's hitting second today.
Yeah, he's sitting second, and I find it interesting. He's got the speed Kelly does, so if you're able to get him on with Amick right behind him, that's going to be a really big move for Austin Kelly.
We were talking about this a lot yesterday, the fact that Billy Amick was hitting a little bit further up in the order. Yesterday, he was hitting third, just as he is today, but we were talking about it because of Smith and Sirota. Those two guys are able to get on base, big on base guys. So setting the table for the big boppers, such as Billy Amick, is really going to be important. And it's a bit of a roll of the dice today with Austin Kelly. So we'll see how he does. There is a bit of faith to be repaid here. Kelly knows he hasn't seen the field in 5 games, so this is a big chance for him to make a name for himself and keep his name back up at the top of the starting lineup.
Last time we saw him, he had that big RBI double a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of days ago, I should say. He is going to be that left-handed hitter at the top of the lineup against the righty Montgomery, so that's certainly the thought process behind it, and it makes sense. And Elijah Hainline is a new addition to this Harbor Hawks team, the slick fielding shortstop.
Yeah, and he brings in that experience from Washington State.
Cougars.
Thank you. There we go.
Oh, I didn't know you were queuing us up. I knew that one. I knew that
hey,
one.
Mickey knew where I was going. Mickey knew where I was going. So he brings in that experience. Excited to see him. Takes over wearing number 9, a man Ben Williamson wore that throughout the earlier this year. Love to see him in 9. He's going to bring very strong depth in that shortstop spot.
Yeah, he brings a really strong average as well as a really, really good freshman season, and he's now in the portal in his Hainline. Pretty safe to say that a Power 5 conference is going to be all over him after the season he had. We'll detail him a little bit more when he comes to the plate a little later.
So we are just about set for this 7 o'clock start from Falmouth and Gov Fuller Field. It'll be Cam Smith digging in against Carson Montgomery, getting you set here on this gorgeous Monday evening. 72 degrees at first pitch here. And we are underway. Smith drives one deep out to left field. Back at the track. Goodbye, Cam Smith. 2 nights in a row has led it off with a home run, and Hyannis is on the board.
Cam Smith, man, you might like the leadoff spot. Don't move. Stay right there. Cam Smith last night launches one over the fence. Then tonight, in his first at-bat, again, launches another one. We talked about attacking early for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. That's how you do it, and it's with Cam Smith.
You want to talk about seeing the ball so much better now? I mean, he's got those swings down. And, boy, it takes a little bit to send it high and up over that left field wall. That one got way out of here.
Austin Kelly stands in now. Lefty on righty. Here's the pitch, and he slaps that one foul down the right field line. And attacking early, that seems to be the approach for Hyannis.
We talked about it. You get the pendulum. That momentum that they had last night continued with them with that big hitting right there.
The 0-1 to Kelly, and he pokes that one foul down the third base line.
So though teams like being in front so much because that's the lead, it's almost a position that Hyannis isn't as used to. They like operating from behind. So this is a really good job by Smith to be able to set the table for the strong pitching. Of course,
0-2 is in the dirt.
Of course, a lot more to be coming from this lineup as well. But already on the first pitch of the game, they already have the advantage, setting the table really nicely for Simon Miller.
The shortstop Keelan playing Kelly to pull here. They have a large overshift on. 1-2 is popped up left side, and that's going to find its way out of play, and we'll do it again. Kelly hasn't played since Thursday, but is at the top of the lineup tonight.
And he has that speed like we talked about Austin Kelly does. So he was an ace-son first-teamer.
That one's lined in a right center field, and it is going to be laid out for, and making a diving catch is Humphreys in center field, robbing Kelly of a hit.
Yeah, great play by Humphreys to come out sliding. That's some home field advantage right there, knowing how much you give and where you can slide, especially on this grass, and how far he needs to start that slide.
And you can't be upset with that if you're Austin Kelly. That's good contact, sending it right back up the middle, but just a nice play by Humphreys out in center.
So here's Billy Amick. Righty on righty matchup. First pitch to him is taken in the dirt for ball 1. Fireworks to start this game off. Cam Smith leads it off with a home run. Just 2 minutes have gone by since first pitch. The 1-0 is swung on and missed.
That's what we talked about here tonight for the Harbor Hawks, was being able to attack early and be often in moving in that upward direction.
1-1 to Amick is taken low for a ball. Amick has come into Hyannis and done a fantastic job so far.
Yeah, to Clemson in the transfer portal currently. Comes in batting a .382 through his 10 games. What an impressive stat line.
He had a pair of home runs about a week ago as he fouls that one back, and it's 2-2. He had those pair of home runs back on June 16th against Bourne in a 6-5 win. And a 2-2 count to him here. Infield straight up, corners back. Here's the pitch, and it's up and in for ball 3.
Good at bat from Amick so far. He's laid off the pitches that haven't been in the zone. He knows which pitch he wants, and he's taken some good cuts at the ones that he likes.
Full count. Here's the pitch, and he's going to ground that one to the right side and through and into right field for a base hit. So the Harbor Hawks have a base runner here with 1 out.
Great piece of hitting. We talk about finding those gaps and finding them both in the outfield and in the infield. Does a great job of finding it between Martin and Snell over at second and first base. Martin playing a little more closer to that second base positioning, allowing that gap, and he can't get there in time. Great piece of hitting.
great piece of hitting, and we've been seeing it more from Billy Amick. It seems like a lot more of an approach thing. He's trying to go the opposite way. We saw it last night, and we've seen it here again tonight. So where the power has been going missing.
Brody Donay lines that one to right, sending Redfield back, and he's going to reach up and make the play. He hit it hard, but Redfield over his left shoulder ran a couple of steps back and made the running catch for out number 2.
Yeah, just back to the point about Amick, you may want to see the power out of him, but he knows his role, and it's getting on base and doing the things necessary that he does. So getting on through that base hit through the opposite side has been a really good look at his kind of approach over this last few games.
And here comes Elijah Hainline for his first at-bat in the blue and orange. First pitch to him. He's going to take outside for a ball.
So you mentioned he's from Washington State, the Cougars. To me, they have one of the coolest sports logos.
They really do.
Any level, collegiate, amateur, professional, they've got a really, really awesome logo.
Amick gets his lead from first. Pitch to him is fouled straight back. He was on it.
He was on it. That's what you talk about, especially Hainline here getting the nod for the first time today. It's always the question of how quickly will he adapt to the wooden bat after playing an entire college year with the metal.
Pitch to him is taken in the dirt, and it's 2-1.
It's looked good so far. It's one really nice cut, and that's a tough layoff. Even though it's a pitch that's well low and it's got the dirt, that thing is dipping late. So good eye from Hainline. He's got himself ahead in the count 2-1 here.
The pitch to him. Hainline fouls that one straight back again. Pitch was elevated a little bit more. 1 run on 2 hits here in the top of the first for the Harbor Hawks. Cam Smith. He drove the count to 3-2 before hitting his homer last night, as that one's taken high and away for Hainline. And the count will run full. And Amick will get a jump start from first. And tonight, Smith wasted no time, just jumping on the first pitch of the game and blasting it out to left field. 3-2 the count. Amick in motion. Here's the pitch, and that one's grounded to the left side. Up with it is DeBurge. He throws across the infield in time for out number 3. But the Harbor Hawks get on the board first off the Cam Smith home run here from Falmouth. 1-0 Harbor Hawks on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Back with you from Gov Fuller Field. Hyannis leads Falmouth 1-0, and Falmouth getting their first at-bats. That was a great first inning, Michael.
It really was, and Cam Smith, as we said, wasting no time on that first pitch of the game, sending out that solo shot. What's so interesting about that's the first time all season long that the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, as the visiting team, have scored in the first inning. They have not really come in the first inning. They've come out a little slow in games. There have been other games where they've come out nicely, and they just haven't been able to get the run home. But Cam Smith doing the job himself and setting the table really nicely for Simon Miller here, as well as a really strong rest of the back line of the bullpen.
And that speaks to how good Hyannis has been in the second half of games, because they are 5-0 in one-run games.
Yeah, they are 5-0 in run-on games. You can emphasize that enough in the point streak database. You talk about that. That's a number you love to see, is because they understand what it means to be in that spot, and when they are close, they're willing to pull it away.
Joseph Redfield will lead it off for the Commodores. As a bit of a delay here, but he will be going up against Simon Miller.
Yeah, with media, you have their timeout coordinator, so have to wait for the commercial break.
First pitch to him is in there on the outer third of the plate for strike one.
So Redfield is the right fielder. He leads off today. Travis Bazana, the left fielder, bats second. We saw DeBarge over at third retire Hainline. He bats third.
Second pitch to him is swung on and missed, and it's 0-2 quickly.
The catcher, Ross Highfill, cleans up, and then Gavin Keelan, the shortstop, will bat fifth. Christian Martin plays second base, and he bats sixth. And then Snell, the first baseman, Humphreys, the center fielder, and Yannick, the designated hitter, rounds out the bottom of the order.
Redfield looks at an off-speed pitch outside for ball one. 1-2 the count to him. Miller working quickly, already set. Here's the pitch, and he takes just low for a ball.
And Miller out of the University of Texas San Antonio and hometown of Canton, Texas.
UTSA. Roadrunners?
Correct.
Yep. All right.
Yep.
1-2 is swung on and missed for the first out of the inning. Nice start for Miller.
That's what you want to see out of Simon Miller here, attacking batters. And he was ahead in the count from the moment he started pitching because he had the batter on their back toes trying to guess. That's where Simon Miller does his most work, is when he's ahead in the count. He can work a couple pitches off and away.
Yeah, we saw him last out against his only other appearance so far was against Katuitt in the big 6-run comeback.
Bazana steps in and grounds that one foul down the right field line.
Yeah, that at bat just now for Redfield is a similar outcome. He struck out 2 and gave up a hit in that inning of relief.
0-1 to him is taken outside.
And we've talked about him thinking that we're going to see him in an opener role. Saved 12 games this season. That's second best in Conference USA.
1-1 taken outside. Led the nation in ERA through March 20th. From March 20th through April 10th, as 2-1 is taken in there for strike 2. Mainly a fastball slider mix for him. 2-2. Here's the pitch, and he pops that one foul.
Overcast skies here today. Once again, it is muggy. It is about really humid right now here on Cape Cod with that low pressure system that came in behind it.
Bazana looks at a fastball high. 3-2 the count.
Our producer Graham McNew just said it. It's a tough sky to play baseball in because the sky is a similar color to the ball. You could lose it.
Full count. Here's the pitch, and Bazana pops that one up, but it's going to be behind home plate, and we'll do it again.
Here at Gov Fuller Field, the thing you got to watch is down the first base line, there's bleachers, but there's no netting down that first base line. There's people over there. That one, if you can get a hold of it and pull it foul, that could be a dangerous spot.
3-2 is fouled off again. It was tipped back towards the glove of Donay, but it hit the top of it and went to the backstop, so another foul ball.
Yeah, how interesting is that there's just a completely open set of stands down there with absolutely nothing guarding it. No fence, no protection, no nothing.
That's old school. 3-2. It's lined into right field, and it is going to be caught by Earhart, who is charging hard in and to his left, and he reaches down to make the play and for the second out.
And yeah, this is one of the 4 franchises with that historic 100-year mark. Them, Chatham, Hyannis, and Osterville were the 4 original teams here on Cape Cod.
Yeah, Bazana hit that ball really, really hard. It might have even stayed up and been hit a little bit too hard. Earhart had a nice first step, and he needed it. That ball was dipping quick.
So here's DeBarge, who takes low for a ball. Want to know the count. Here's the pitch, and he's going to line that one into center field, racing in, and it'll drop in front of Taylor, and it'll skip past him, but he will be able to control it as he got enough glove on it to keep it near him. So nothing but a wide turn for DeBarge over at first, and he finds himself on board with 2 outs.
Great job by Taylor there to keep the ball in front of him. Once again, it gets by him there a little bit, but once again, it's a get by him to the left side of him so he can just take a step over there, so it's not having to go running back and turn his play. He's keeping his eye on DeBarge the entire time.
So Ross Heifel stands in, and he's going to take strike one at 92.
And back on the 19th, Heifel hit a 2-run shot against Hyannis. So Miller coming in knowing that there's going to be a way that he's going to go out and attack him.
0-1 is swung on and missed in the dirt. It's going to get away from Donay, but a late break by DeBarge. He only took one step towards second and then decided, oh, I'm a little bit late on it, and decided not to go. It probably kicked far away enough from Donay to advance, but a little bit of a late reaction there.
Yeah, almost caught his own foot there and trying to decide if he wanted to go or not.
0-2 is high for ball one.
And against somebody with an arm as big as Brody Donay's, if you catch that late, there's no chance you're going to be able to go, because Donay is going to be able to at least make at least a chance at a play.
Yeah, he's going to make it a play down there.
Yeah.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Heifel swings and misses at strike three. And that will end the inning. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Simon Miller. We head to the second. It's 1-0 Harbor Hawks on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky. Because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about. Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
1-0 Harbor Hawks. It'll be Taylor, Mitchell, and Earhart due up in the top of the second for them, and they had some success in the top of the first.
Yeah, they had some success with that big home run off of Cam Smith. First pitch, attacking it. That's what you love to see, especially early in this contest, is being ahead. And now you're sitting in yourself with a 1-run lead early in this game. So now you can be a little more dangerous on the base passes, whether you want to push runners and maybe try and take those chances, because you have that 1-run cushion right now.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it early, just attacking early, and that's exactly what they did. And we saw just this past inning how good Simon Miller looked, even though he gave up some weak contact, but that's all. He struck out 2, and it was a really relatively easy inning for him. So to being able to set the table like that, just as they have, regardless of how quick it was, even on the first pitch, is the best way to do it. But really good work. That's if you're going to be Coach Eric Lexus looking at that inning, you're going to be saying that's what we got to be doing a lot more of the time, because that's a really complete inning on both sides of the ball.
Just aggressive off that first pitch. We saw a couple of first pitch swingings, a couple of foul balls. Kelly fouled his first pitch off, but Smith hit his over that left field wall. And the outfield wall is very, very tall here in Falmouth.
It's a steep wall. Like, you have to get your bat and elbow down to try and get over it.
Will Taylor will stand in. Here's the pitch, and it hits him on the elbow.
Count it.
That one hurts.
Count it up.
Number 23, I'm guessing? 23 on the year. Hyannis Harbor Hawks lead the Cape Cod Baseball League in hit by pitches.
Find a way to be on base any way possible, and that's what the Hyannis Harbor Hawks have done with hit by pitches.
And all of them have they haven't stung as much. It's not like they're catching a real meaty part of the body. They're all catching the Evo shield. They're all catching something where it's really not going to hurt as much. So if you're going to look at it in any way, you can say at least they're really they're not stinging for too much longer after they get hit.
So in stands Nick Mitchell in his first at-bat. Here's the pitch to him, and he takes outside for a ball. Mitchell listed as number 33, but wearing 8 tonight.
Yeah, and Nick Mitchell out of Western Illinois in the transfer portal currently.
1-0 to him. Here's the pitch, and that slap, but right at the shortstop, Keelan. He's going to have a play to first, but it is going to be back in time for Taylor. But that one was absolutely scorched to short, and Keelan was right there. He didn't have to move at all.
Oh, Keelan just taking it right in the gut, understanding anywhere else it would have been a base hit, but it directly goes right to Keelan, where he's playing a little bit of a deeper shortstop with out on that outfield, infield lining and border.
Zach Earhart stands in, the right fielder. First pitch to him is popped up, is showed bunt, and that one is going to be tried to track down by Highfill, but a sliding attempt, he can't quite get there behind home plate, and it's 0-1.
Give him a quick second. He's got to readjust his catching equipment right now as it's a leg guard here, but take a quick stoppage here. He went sliding into the
Yeah, it looks like what was happening there was he took a slide, he went out to try and go get that foul ball, and he slid right here, right close to us on the warning track. It's not dirt, it's gravel. So he slid on a knee, and when he slid, his leg guard came a bit undone, and that exposed the knee a little bit, so there might be a little bit of a scrape. So he's trying to feel maybe if that might have opened up something on his leg there.
He'll stay in the game, and it's 0-1 to Earhart. He showed bunt on the first pitch. Taylor gets his lead from first. He has speed, and Earhart pops that one foul down the first base line.
Fouling that one off into the grassy berm over down the first base line. You're able to be there and very well attended. Lawn chairs are out, but plenty of bleachers if you want to sit in there as well.
0-2 to Earhart. Runner goes. It's in the dirt. Throw down to second is in time to get him. After getting a little bit roughed up on a slide attempt, Highfill comes right back and guns down Taylor at second.
And why that play is such a good one from Highfill is that pitch was in the dirt. He had to pick that and come up at the same time and make sure that he still holds that ball instead of it getting underneath him and of potentially allowing Taylor to go to third. Really, really good play from Highfill.
And now this changes the at-bat here. Now it's 2 away instead of 1 away against Earhart.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. He takes in the dirt. It skipped about 3 or 4 feet in front of home plate. And it's 2-2. Brad Key-Laurie stands on deck. 1-0 Harbor Hawks here early. 2-2. Taken down and away for a ball. So Montgomery has to come in here. As you mentioned, a pretty good crowd here tonight in Falmouth. 3-2 is swung on and missed, strike 3, and that will end the inning. So a unconventional 1-2-3 inning for Falmouth. We head to the bottom half. It's 1-0 Harbor Hawks on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Keelan, Martin, and Snell due up for Falmouth as they trail 1-0 to the Harbor Hawks here entering the bottom half of the second. Myself and Michael Kirsting will be headed up to the Nesson booth after this half inning, so if you do have the capability of turning on Nesson on your TV, come and join us for the third inning on that TV channel.
Hey,
Yeah, Nesson, baby.
New England Sports Network, you're with
That's
the
it.
big time, guys.
That's it.
Don't worry, though, for you on YouTube, we're not ending the stream. I'm staying here. We're going to pull in Nico and Josh. We're going to get a producer plus Jake broadcast for the third inning. So we're really excited to bring that to you here as well from Falmouth.
I think that's a little bit more exciting than us two, honestly.
No.
A
You
fun
guys,
little,
you guys are on linear television.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what matters.
I mean, but a producer / broadcaster broadcast, I don't know out here.
I know.
That gives you some competition. Not much gets up there with linear television, but having the producers on. Boy.
We've seen the producers go in as Keelan stands in and takes up and away for ball one. We've seen the all producers broadcast. We've seen the all broadcasters broadcast. We haven't seen them. We haven't seen them together at all.
We haven't seen the Arnold Palmer, the half and half.
Keelan takes high for ball two.
I mean, might I add, the producers did a fantastic job covering that game against Wareham. Great game as well. Covered to unbelievable abilities by our producers.
2-0 to Keelan is popped up into shallow center. Everybody converging on it, but it's going to be Laurie running back over his shoulder, reaches up with one hand to make the play, and there's one out.
You don't see four guys normally converging on a ball. You see it go to one line, and you see first base, second base, right field. But this time, that could have dropped into the Bermuda Square, Bermuda Diamond, if you will, with Laurie, with Hainline, Taylor, and Earhart all converging. Really tough play to reach over the head, but really good play at that as well by Laurie.
Christian Martin shows bunt, but bunts it foul for strike one.
Yeah, bunting it back into our crowd mic, directly positioned behind home plate.
Shout out Abby Stokes.
Shout out Abby Stokes. Trust me, Abby, just one day away. We did not kill the crowd mic yet. It's still up and running.
0-1 is tapped foul. Foul ball. Christian Martin, a junior from Virginia Tech, was great this year as a contact hitter. 345 on the collegiate season as he swings and taps that one just foul. It went into Donay's glove and then popped out. Had some crazy spin on it.
Now you bring a little hokey on hokey action with Donay, the Virginia Tech hokey himself, behind the plate catching against him.
That's grounded up the middle. In is Hainline as he throws to first and makes the play for out number 2.
That's Hainline's first put out of the year, so really active to see him get in and on that first play make a contribution.
And he looks smooth, too. Oozing confidence. I said that a few times last night, but full of confidence already from the jump, and that's huge about when you're coming into your first game, making a play. That's a really nice way to do it.
Cade Snell stands in and takes in there on the outer third of the plate for strike one. Snell, he is transferring to Alabama in the SEC as he grounds that one up the middle. It goes off of Miller's leg, and it will kick away far enough to allow Snell to reach first. And immediately Miller signaling that he's all right, and an unfortunate single.
Yeah, one there that Miller probably wants back. But now you bring up Humphreys here to just, once again, still have 2 away in this situation. So you just need to really focus on the batter and Humphreys here.
And in the previous 3 at-bats, including the single there for Snell, they attacked early. So should be interesting to see here.
Humphreys takes strike one on the inner third at 86.
If they want to try and work Miller's count, just pitch count just a little bit higher up, would be interesting to see if they do it with Humphreys here as they get the second chance.
0-1 to Humphreys is swung on and missed. Strike two. That one at 84.
He's mixing that with like a 93, 94 mile an hour fastball too. Really nice speed mix for Miller.
0-2 is taken up and in. Fastball slider, that's sometimes all you need.
And if you can work them in high leverage situations and continue to use them and interchange them in pitch sequences, that's where you can work with too.
Pitch is tapped to second. Laurie is going to wait on it on 2 hops and throw over to first in time for out number 3. We will see you on Nesson, but for now it'll be Jacob and the producers taking over on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevators. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
And with that, welcome you inside and downstairs our little makeshift broadcast booth here at Gov Fuller Field. Josh Schreiber, Nico Sharp, as Mickey and Michael have made the quick jog up to the broadcast booth to join the Nesson team up there. But guys, that means we get an inning together. Isn't that exciting?
You know, I've been really excited to do that with you, Irons. You know, we've talked about it before, and now we finally get to do it. And, you know, I can't wait. And no, we're up 1-0. Can't wait. Really excited.
Yeah, you mentioned up 1-0. That was what I was just about to talk about, because it feels like forever since the last time that the Harbor Hawks got the lead first. They've been so good at coming back from these deficits.
Yeah.
And now hopefully we have a chance on the road in Falmouth to just keep the lead.
Montgomery's still out there. How much did that change in your momentum and as a plate appearance here as Nico, you played D2 baseball, that when you have that 1-run lead?
You know, it's huge, you know, because and like you spoke about, Josh, you know, working from behind all the time, it's kind of nice to have that lead and to understand, okay, guys, we can put some runs up, even though it was a solo shot just to start off by Cam Smith. But, you know, it's nice to know that, you know, you can get runs and really try stringing them together.
And it helps your pitchers as well, because when you have that lead, you know, you kind of have that order in your head as a coach of, okay, we're going to go starter for 4, let's say, then we have this guy will come in for 2, then the next 3 guys 1-1-1, just shut the door. So definitely nice as a coach to have the lead as well.
I'll bring up Brad Keylori, the 9-hole hitter today, to settle in. Montgomery back out for another inning of work. Pitch comes home, missing downstairs and away in the other's batter's box. 1-0 now to Laurie.
You know, Montgomery's really attacked these hitters early. That's kind of a rare first pitch ball for him so far this game.
A 1-0. Laurie gets a hold of it and will rip it into right field. Dropping back in quickly will be Bazama, and it's going to get dropped off the wall. Coming into second to stand in for a double will be Laurie. It's a leadoff double for Brad Keylori, and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks get another on.
Beautiful contact there by Laurie. Seems like he's starting to pick up the pace a little bit after a little bit of a slow start to the season offensively. Made some loud contact right there over the left fielder's head.
Really good swing there, and that's something that you want from the bottom of your lineup, to be able to produce that much. So then when the lineup does flip over for the top of your lineup, for a guy like Cam Smith to be able to drive in those runs.
Now you go to the top with Cam Smith here. Saw him in his last plate appearance launch one to left field as that one's popped a mile into the air, dropping and pushing over into foul territory down the first base line. Will go up by the multitude of fans here on this Monday night here in Cape Cod.
Yeah, very, very popular right now. And it's kind of funny that there's no fence going down
No,
the right field as you go.
we were talking about that earlier.
Kind of a scary look, you know, when a first baseman or a right fielder is going for a pop fly that's going in foul territory over there.
Chopper down to the right field side. Snell will come off the back to take it himself. It'll be a 3 unassisted in that moment.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You gotta come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
We'll welcome you back to Gov Fuller Field, sitting with Josh Schreiber and Nico Sharp here on the Harbor Hawks YouTube broadcast. Mickey and Michael away up on the Nesson broadcast. But don't worry, we've got you very well handled down here for the third inning. So happy to have you with us here tonight. 2-0 lead, able to work it on the sacrifice fly, Nico.
Yeah, you know, that's so important, you know, and that's not that it's a bad thing, but it seems like every time we scored a run in a game, it's been 1-3 run. Or, you know, it's always crooked numbers. So it's kind of nice to see some, you know, just repetition and be able to score runs, one run here, one run there, and stay constant through with the offense throughout the game.
Yeah, and at times it feels like they've either relied on the long ball or just a multitude of errors from other teams where they're able to score like 3 runs in one play like we saw against Katuitt in the 9th inning there.
Yeah, you know, I mean, just a double right there, move them over, sack fly. Really good to see, you know, because, I mean, just small ball. That's what wins you those close games.
Pitch on to Yannick. He'll foul it away. Up and over by the police station here. Falmouth, Gov Fuller Field is literally in the heart of Falmouth here.
Yeah.
You have the senior center where we parked. You have the police department here. And if you go that way, you have the rec center that way. It is right in the heart of downtown Falmouth as Miller deals. Pitch low below the knees, now 1-1.
And you can kind of tell, you kind of get that feel immediately because when you get in the parking lot, it's kind of full already.
Yeah.
And it was 2-3 hours before game time.
Well, they got people working there. They're working 9 to 5 there, Nico.
That's right. You know, you can immediately get that downtown feel.
1-1, missing inside 2-1. And Falmouth down a little bit away from Hyannis. People don't understand how far. It was a 45-minute drive from Hyannis
today. One of our
today.
longest drives of the day. I think it took me less time to get to Wareham.
Yeah. As the 2-1 to come from Miller as he's back out for a third inning of work as it's a swing and a miss to even the count at 2-2.
But yeah, you mentioned, I mean, even crossing the bridge and going to Wareham felt a little shorter than it was here. You know, it really just kind of sinks down there. And it's a pretty good ways.
Traffic.
That Cape traffic. And there's no U.S. Route 6, which runs the length of it. Because it's away from everything, you don't have that luxury. As the 2-2 comes, Chopper off over to Amick at third. Fields and fires. Having to scoop will be Kelly to make the out.
That's a great pick there by Kelly. You know, a guy who's usually behind the plate, you know, maybe not always at first base. A great pick there. Great throw there by Amick, and just a great snag there for Austin Kelly over there at first base.
Whenever you see catchers go from catcher to first base, there's never a concern of can they pick it because
that's
some
what they
of the
do.
Picks they have behind the plate, it's really incredible to watch.
And it's sometimes coming quicker when you're behind the plate
much
than
quicker.
As the 0-0 pitch goes directly into our crowd mic as it's fouled away. Here as it turns back to the top of the lineup for the Commodores and Joseph Redfield, who struck out to Miller back in the first.
Yeah, Simon Miller really attacking these hitters and going right at them.
Miller deals. That one's popped up into center field. Taylor giving chase as he comes out and is unable to make the grab as it drops in front of a Hainline who came out for as well. It's a single for Redfield to put him on base with one away.
Really just a tough play overall from everyone as Will Taylor really frustrated getting up. But nothing really that they could do about it. Taylor playing a little bit deep. We know Hainline, from what we've heard, is an outstanding fielder. Just couldn't quite get to that ball.
Absolutely. Seemed like the ball had eyes there and just found some grass.
Pizzana settles in. 0-0 pitch to Miller. Upstairs and away. Now 1-0. That piece of hitting is a hit normally. It was just because both Hainline and Taylor giving a great job to give chase to it to try and make it even more of a play. As the 1-0 swung on and missed.
And that's baseball right there. You know, we've seen a couple hard line drives that's just right to people. And it's just right to them, and, you know, it's an out. But, you know, you get hit one off the end of the bat or a little nubber, and it just finds a way to land on the grass.
Zana watches one below the knees, 2-1.
Jacob, I don't know if you guys talked about this earlier, but Bazana, a native of Sydney, Australia.
I know.
You don't see that very often.
No, coming to the United States to play some summer ball. The 2-1. Down low in the dirt. Now 3-1. Isn't that cool? You get to come. That just shows you how far of a reach this Cape League has. Is they're able to grab players from Sydney, Australia.
Absolutely, and you can see it right on home plate almost every game. You know, the amount of attention that this Cape brings and the amount of, you know, exposure these players get. You know, it's no question why these guys make it down here.
3-1 off the plate. Will work a walk to now put 2 on for the Commodores. With DeBarge now coming to the plate.
You know, this could be a big moment here for the Commodores. 2 runners on with their 3-hole up here. You know, let's see if they try to do some damage and then see what they can do here.
Kyle DeBarge, the third baseman today, had a single back in the first. He was left stranded over there as the Commodores couldn't string another hit together. Barge looks at a strike down the heart of the plate.
Yeah, so far Simon Miller being able to, you know, really sustain, you know, these hitters and, you know, and not allowing them to string hits together, doing well so far. So let's see how he does in a big moment here early in the game.
0-1 comes home, fouled off down the first base line and out of play. Now ahead 0-2.
That's another great pitch. You know, after walking a guy, you know, not having too many competitive pitches in that previous at bat, going right back at the hitter there and going back 0-2 here.
So if I'm not mistaken, Simon Miller, big fastball slider guy.
Correct.
Maybe going low and away with it.
The 0-2 gets him swinging and missing. Simon Miller putting it up on a platter today. Now 2 away.
Yeah, another great pitch, put him away. You know, again, you know, having 2 runners on in a big moment here with the 3-hole, not afraid to go right at him right there. You know, with the 3-hole, Kyle already getting a single this today, and then going right back at him for a 1-2-3 pitch right batter right there. That's a great at-bat for Simon Miller.
Now that brings up Ross Highfill, the catcher for the Commodores, trying to work in a runner in scoring position. He swings and misses on the first pitch of his at-bat.
Had a little oppo swing there. I think, you know, when you look, you know, the gap is big.
Yeah.
You know, you have Laurie holding the runner at second base, and then Austin Kelly kind of staying straight behind the runner right there. A big gap there in that second base hole.
Royal position over for another strike to come in to Highfield. Now another 0-2 count to a Commodore. Miller trying to work out with 2 on. Redfield at second, Bazana at first. Miller, the 0-2, kicks and fires. Pitch goes high, backing off Highfill. Now 1-2.
It's a good setup pitch there by Simon Miller. Went 2 sliders to start the at-bat. Second one was front door. That one he tried to go up and in, went a little bit too far up, but maybe trying to back him off the plate.
1-2. Down low, Donay loses it between his legs, making a move and motioning and getting to third in time is Renfield. Now a runner 90 feet from home.
You know, big thing there, the runner on first did stay there, but a great pitch by Simon Miller. You know, like you said, Josh, he went up with that fastball, came back with the slider low away as almost to use that fastball as a setup pitch. Interesting to see if he goes back to the fastball or if he slows it back down for maybe a slider that's closer.
2-2. Miller fires and gets him to swing and miss. Simon Miller continues to have a stellar outing, working out of the 2-runner on jam. Hyannis leading Falmouth 2-0.
Diet Coke? Who are you, my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it. Did it better. And she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Welcome you back here to Gov Fuller Field on this humid and sticky night. It just feels gross. We were able to go golfing here earlier today. It just has a really like muggy feel to it. That's New England summer.
Yeah, absolutely. The temperature right now is 70 degrees, and it hasn't really been too hot, but you just sit here and you're kind of just sweating. You kind of just feel it all day long, where it's just kind of a gross, like, humidity feel, like you said.
And how much does humidity affect the ball here for baseball?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the ball just feels heavier, especially when you're throwing. You can just feel it. Kind of changes everything in the game, and you're sweating out there. Your arms are so everything kind of changes, especially as a pitcher. You're kind of a little more sweaty, so you're kind of having a little more sticky feel from the ball.
Yeah,
ball's a little heavy. It's definitely a little bit of a different game there.
Yeah, I know I'm not a professional level baseball player or almost professional level baseball player, but I will say that golfing around the 10th or 12, 10 to 12 in those holes, I was just like, oh my goodness, like my energy's getting sapped right now. It's not that hot, but you just get really sweaty.
That's one way to describe it as Brody Donay settles in to the batter's box, the catcher today. Pitch comes down low and away. It's Montgomery in for another inning of work here for the Commodores. He's trying to, once again, only 3 hits so far, but on those 3 hits, they've been able to be active. The Harbor Hawks have been being able to score 2. Donay takes a healthy hack, evening the count at 1-1.
Absolutely, with only 3 hits, with one being a solo bomb, but then that double, but then just great hitting behind it, still being able to put bat on ball contact there and still being able to do a job even if you're not getting your pitch right there.
The 1-1 pitch inside. Great grab by Highfield to keep it in front.
Donay's really been in his zone these past couple games. Started to see the ball real well, hit it real hard. That last 0-1 or 1-1 swing he seemed really frustrated that he didn't hit it.
2-1. Looks at a ball low, now 3-1.
Absolutely, and with the healthy hack that Donay took earlier in the count here, let's see how Highfield goes back at him, because Donay's been getting more confident each and every game.
Montgomery sets and fires. Donay's able to rocket one into left field. Bozano will be unable to make the grab as he dove. Rounding first and going into second will be Donay. He'll come up standing. It's a double for Brody Donay.
I think we kind of talked about it right there early. He had those confident swings, and when you go behind in the count against a guy who has a confident swing at that moment, it's a dangerous hitter. That's one of the most dangerous hitters you can possibly find yourself into. It's
a dangerous guy that can, once again, figure out how you get a runner on. Still nobody away here in the top of the 4th.
And the Cape does not want to see this guy get hot.
No.
Because with this guy's power and this guy's bat to ball skills, I mean, it's a dangerous hitter if this guy gets hot.
Now that brings up Elijah Hainline for his 2nd plate appearance of the summer for the Harbor Hawks. Bunt show, that one's popped a mile into the air. Coming in off first base will be Snell to make the grab in fair territory, about 20 feet down by the home plate. Yeah. He came in running quickly, now 1 retired.
Yeah, I like the idea there. Try to go for a little push bunt there. Try to push in between the first pitcher and second base. Just try to find that little triangle right there. Try to get on. The ball just got popped up right there. That's a tough break there for the Hawks.
And that's a little bit of manufacturing runs, trying to get Donay from 2nd to 3rd here. He stayed put. He settles in there with Will Taylor now coming to the box against Montgomery.
I like the fact that they try to go for a hit there, not just sat early. Try to go for a little push bunt.
0-0 to Taylor. Foul tip into the glove of Highfield for strike.
I know we're about, 12, 13 games into the season, but keep in mind a lot of these players have not had that many at-bats yet.
That's
a lot of them
true.
are just getting to the team and just getting up around 10, 15 at-bats. So be patient with them.
The 0-1. Foul back into the padding again. Now 0-2. That's what you talk about. The high level of baseball player, their teams are most likely still playing in regional weekend, so then you get a week off, take time away from baseball, and then come back at it here in summer ball. So now that you're finally getting those guys back from the NCAA tournament. The 0-2 from Montgomery to Taylor to come. Kicks and fires. That one's fouled back again. Taylor keeping his at-bat alive.
And at this point, you truly are going up against the best
Yes.
pitchers in the country. That is what's so incredible about the Cape League, where not only are you going up against those best pitchers in the country, but you're doing so with a wood bat, which a lot of these guys may not have that experience yet in game-like situations.
The 0-2 to come from Montgomery. Kicks and fires. That one's going to be chopped down and foul down the third base line. Eric Alexis, the interim skipper, tried to make a play on it. Gets it.
A great take there by Taylor. You know, that a fastball up in the zone, that ball just looks like a beach ball up there.
Yeah.
And that's why you see it so often. They just swing right through it. So a great take there late in the count.
1-2. Pitch coming.
Another one.
Down low and away. They'll check down to first base umpire Darren Tyson. I'll say he did not go. Now 2-2.
It's another great take. You know, Simon Miller went with that earlier, high fastball, low slider. So a great take there by Taylor. Again, in a late count to work the 2-2.
2-2 to Taylor. Away. Now, what a battle back here from Taylor in this situation. Had an 0-2 count, fouls off a couple pitches. Now fires back to load the count full. Pitch 8 of this at-bat coming from Montgomery.
It's got to be frustrating for Montgomery. You think you've just thrown 3 of your best pitches.
The full count. Taylor swings and misses. He's retired. Donay still stands a second.
You know, Josh, I was just about to mention that. That's a perfect thing to say right there is, whenever you're a pitcher and you're just working a long AB and you're just throwing what you feel like is your best pitch,
right,
and that hitter's just spitting on it, I mean, it's almost demoralizing when the count gets late like that and you just feel like that hitter just got your number in that AB.
We got to shout him out, though, because he did make an even better pitch the next one to strike him out.
Absolutely went right back to the slider right there.
Nick Mitchell looks at a strike in his first at-bat of the summer. Lined it directly to Keyline over at shortstop. That one didn't even have to move. It was hard hit, though. Now the 0-1 to come to Mitchell in the dirt.
Yeah, hard hit and just found some leather. But, that's a tough one. Again, like that's something we talked about a little bit earlier is just, the unfortunates of baseball, you know. You can hit the ball as hard as you want, but you got to have placement as well. It's a tough game. It's a tough game. It's not so easy.
You fail 70% of the time, and you're one of the greats.
The 1-1. Pitch upstairs above the Harbor Hawks lettering. Harbor Hawks today in their road attire, gray pants with the blue tops with orange letterings. 2-1 here from Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth, Massachusetts. Montgomery looks back. Donay comes home. Swing and a miss from Mitchell. Now a 2-2 count.
Montgomery loves that slider, and we're seeing it in these at bats. He can throw it at any count. And he's thrown it early, throwing it for a strike, throwing it for a chase pitch. That's a dangerous pitch on the mound if you can, locate
You can use it in multiple sequences. The 2-2. Outside off the plate, now 3-2.
He tried to backdoor it right there. He's came back-footed. He can put it in the zone, start in the zone, have it work out, So, whenever a pitcher's feeling that way, it's a scary look for the hitters.
Especially when it's one pitch that can come at you in multiple directions. It's hard to keep you guessing and trying to pick what pitch might come. Payoff pitch to come here to Mitchell. Donay at second. Pitch plateward. Mitchell goes around swinging. Montgomery's able to work out of the jam after Donay led off with the double. Harbor Hawks lead 2-0. We go to the bottom of the fourth right here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
as the Harbor Hawks will make a change. It'll be Jamie Arnold, the Florida State product, to come in.
Yeah, Jamie Arnold, a guy we've seen a couple times already, but I mean, it seems like, these hitters have a really tough time with, especially with that, that three-quarter lefty arm right there. He's a tough hitter he's a tough pitcher for guys to be able to figure out.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was a strikeout machine, especially to start off the season. Now 8 2/3 with 14 strikeouts. At one point, he was at, I believe it was a 21.2 K through 9 rate, which is just obviously completely not maintainable whatsoever. But just to be doing that in the Cape League against the best talent, and obviously we're stressing this a lot because it's true. It really
is true.
So impressive to see what they're able to do.
Hey, we work for the Cape Cod Baseball League here, so we got to make sure we're stressing all the emphasis on how great the Cape Cod Baseball League is. Josh Schreiber, Nico Sharp, Jacob Iron, so happy to have you with us as Michael and Mickey were kind enough to give us another inning of Jake plus the producers here on our broadcast here middle way through. They'll come back here, don't worry, if you're getting sick of us here on the broadcast tonight. Arnold settles in to look at Keelan, Martin, and Snell for the Commodores, looking to try and make something happen here before flipping into the fifth. 0-0 pitch to Keelan. Bunt shown. Will be pulled foul down the third base line. 0-1.
The Harbor Hawks, bring him in, and brings him in with a pair of lefties coming up.
Yeah.
And we've seen that Arnold's been great against all hitters, but especially lefties. He's been very hard to hit against with that arm slot and with his pitch arsenal.
The 0-1 kicks and fires from Arnold off the plate. Toney gives him props there, but just missing 1-1.
Yeah, Arnold, a freshman with Cam Smith, two breakout candidates on the Harbor Hawks team this summer.
Now the 1-1 pitch in for strike from out of Florida State, a team that necessarily didn't have the year they thought they were going to have with bringing in Link Jarrett, former Notre Dame baseball coach. Went down there to his alma mater. That one's going to be chopped to the right side. Kelly comes off the bag in time for Arnold to flip it, who made the run from the bump over to first. It's a 3-1 put out in time for the first.
Little PFP action there. That's always a tough one. With the first baseman coming in and then Arnold making an over-shoulder catch and then find the bag. That's always one of the tougher PFPs because you're not running straight and catching the ball in front of you. You're kind of turning your shoulder, catching the ball, and then finding the bag on the right side.
Especially as a lefty when you're coming off the mound, spinning to the right.
That pitch off the plate, 1-0 now to Martin.
Another lefty-lefty matchup, and then now with another on-deck hitter being a lefty, a great choice by the Harbor Hawks there, bringing a lefty on with these lefty hitters coming up.
1-0 finds the outer part of the black, now 1-1. That's what you talk about the Harbor Hawks. Very metrics driven as that one's fouled back into the netting. Now 1-2 at 90 miles an hour. That's what makes Arnold so special, is that high velocity on the fastball.
Yeah, and again, I keep saying it, but the 90 from this arm slot, and that ball is going to whip like that. It's just a tough way for a hitter to be able to read that.
1-2 outside, now 2-2. That one hitting 92.
Yeah, one thing that's been so impressive about Jamie Arnold is the Harbor Hawks have used him.
The 2-2 off, now 3-2.
The Harbor Hawks have used him in so many different situations. He's come in late in games. He started his last outing against Katuitt, who was the best offense in the CCBL at that point.
Full count delivery, missing away. Arnold allows Christian to walk as they get a runner on for the first time in Arnold's appearance.
And something that I've always been curious about with Arnold is, he works so quickly.
Yeah.
It's catch and then toe the rubber. I would like to see if that's something that he's implemented, with the new rules
with the pitch clock.
And the pitch clock in college, or is that something he's always been a routine guy where it's very quick and high-paced?
0-0 pitch now to Snell. He looks at a strike.
I do want to look at how Arnold controls the run game as a lefty because some lefties, it almost is easier to steal on them when they come as the pitch comes in.
In for a strike.
Sorry about that,
No,
Jacob.
hey, dude, you're good. You're good.
Don't have the flow of it quite down just yet, but when their front leg will cross over, the runner can just go on first move.
0-2 to come off the plate, 1-2.
It does seem like Arnold does a nice job coming straight up, though, to the point where he can go to first if he wants to. And potentially have a big pickoff play.
1-2, coming home. Chopper down to the left side of the infield. It'll be a foul ball, though, as Amick was able to pick it up in foul territory. He was ready to make a play.
Yeah, absolutely. But, something going back to that, Josh. Yeah, he's one of those guys that is a straight leg guy. And that's huge for pickoffs, because, you can go straight over. And for lefties, it's not always so important that you have a slide step, a quick slide step. But if you can implement it, it's great. But with his straight up leg, it's always hard to run on that kind of.
1-2, coming home, just off 79 miles an hour, a little bit of an off speed. Now evening the count at 2 apiece.
He's really picking on that outside part of the plate to lefties right now.
Pitch coming, swing and a miss from Snell. Is able to retire the second batter here in the bottom of the 4th to bring up Humphreys.
And here's another lefty. Just Falmouth bringing in lefty after lefty. Great job by Coach Luxus to find a great lane for his dominant lefty pitcher.
Runner set in motion. Donay fires down in the dirt. Can't get picked up. That one's going to dribble into center field. Taylor's there to provide backup. And it's a stolen base for Christian Martin. Now putting himself in scoring position for Humphreys.
Something small that I actually really enjoy going in between hitters is when a hitter does strike out or something happens, his communication with the team. And quickly Snell walked over and he just did a little slider motion.
0-1 off the plate. 1-1.
Yeah, Snell just kind of walking over and kind of telling you, hey guys, maybe he's throwing slider early. Obviously we weren't able to hear what he says, but I saw he did a little slider motion with his hands, so just letting his hitters know.
1-1 popped up into center field. Mitchell and Taylor will give chase. Taylor calling off Mitchell to make the grab in shallow center. It's the third retired as Hyannis still leading 2-0. Thanks, guys, for joining me in the booth. We'll get back Mickey and Michael here, but hey, you guys held it down pretty well.
Thanks. Had a lot of fun. We'll have to do this more often.
Yeah, we're going to have to do it. We'll go to break right here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Back with you from Gov Fuller Field.
Hey, we're back.
We are back, indeed. Harbor Hawks lead 2-0 right now, and guys, Michael and I were just on Nesson. You guys held down the fort. Thank you so much for doing that.
Oh, no problem. It was a joy. We're going to have to do the Arnold Palmer broadcast from now on, the half and half producer, half broadcaster broadcast. That's how I think. I'm a big fan of the Arnold Palmer drink from Arizona Iced Tea. So I think that's the way we got to do it.
All right.
Get a little bit of half and half, maybe more broadcasters one day, maybe a little more producers one day. Maybe we'll have to try and test it out.
Yeah, Mick, he seems a little bit too happy with them going
I
off.
know,
He
right?
almost sounds
I
a
know.
little bit sad that we're back on. What are we doing?
No, I miss you
I'm just
guys.
kidding.
Don't
I'm just
worry.
kidding, man.
I'm hurt.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, my goodness. Missed you guys, but excited to have you back.
Yeah, what's the
Good to be
recap? I
back.
wasn't watching the game.
Oh, you were? Oh, good. Well, good to know that Nelson broadcast went well then.
Zach Earhart stands in. He struck out in the second. 2-0 Harbor Hawks. Here's the pitch, and he taps that one foul. Good inning from Jamie Arnold, man. He has been so good this year.
That is a guy that comes in, and that's exactly why you come to Cape Cod for Arnold, to develop and just to even take and be that next level guy. And he has taken that next step from the college now to here with those extra outings that you're able to get, and he's able to work on pitches and be able to show in front of scouts.
0-1 Earhart takes in there, inner third of the plate at 85 for strike 2.
especially with the caliber of these guys in the
Yes.
Hyannis bullpen. I mean, to say that he is really a linchpin really, really stands out.
0-2, he takes upstairs at 93.
And the versatility he provides to the bullpen, because you talk about his last outing, it was a start against Katuitt, and then comes in here in relief after Simon Miller. Just a great versatile pitcher.
Foul back, and we'll do it again at 1-2. One run in the first, one run in the third for the Harbor Hawks, and no scoring outside of that for either of the teams. Harbor Hawks would love a run or two more. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch to Earhart, and he fouls it back again.
That's what you love to see from these Hyannis batters. They're working quality ABs continuously, and they're not going down without a fight against these Commodores.
Montgomery's still out there. 38 strikes to 25 balls on the game. The 1-2 to Earhart as he's going to line that one down the third base line and past the outreach glove of DeBurge, as that will go foul.
Still just missing that one hit on this summer. 0 for 19 still. It is going to come, and when it comes for Earhart, it's going to come in droves.
This angle is so tough because we have a pole that blocks the third base umpire for us, so excuse me if I thought that was in play, but it's just tough to see. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch, and that skips in there. And it's 2-2.
Now Earhart doing a great job to battle back here in this count.
Two. Swing and a miss. A little, excuse me, swing right there. Tried to hold up, but it was a little too late. And that is out number 1. So that'll bring up Brad Keylori, who lined a double out to left field. Off the wall, a one-hopper off the wall back in the third inning. Later came around to score. That's swung on and missed. A foul tip into the glove of Ross Heifel. '67th pitch of the outing, now 68, as that one is fouled back by Laurie for Montgomery, who's looked really, really good this game. Outside of 2 sharply hit balls, one a leadoff home run to Cam Smith, and another a double to Laurie as he strikes out swinging on a high fastball, and that's out number 2. So 4 straight strikeouts here for Montgomery.
Yeah, Montgomery doing a great job so far. And when you talk about it, it is just, you have a starter now go 5 innings. Very sometimes rare in the Cape Cod Baseball League to see a starter go into this 5th inning. But that's going to be the spot Montgomery is right now with 0-2.
Cam Smith stands in and again attacks the first pitch and fouls that one back.
And that's why it's so dangerous leaving these hitters in. Said it a few times, again, broken record stuff from me, but third time through the order is becoming a real thing in terms of baseball statistics, and getting those starters out of there before the third time is becoming the big thing now.
Smith takes strike 2 at the knees.
Especially after Smith read that first pitch of the game so well, sending that so far out over the wall. And it's big for Montgomery to be able to get this pitch. It would be a nice bounce back to end his day.
0-2 is hit hard out to center. Humphreys comes in, now goes out, and it is over the diving attempt from Humphreys. Smith is going to round second, and he's going to go for third. There's going to be a play there. He dives in head first, and he is thrown out at third. Cam Smith absolutely scorched that ball out to center field, but Humphreys found Martin, who relayed it to DeBarge at third for out number 3, and the inning is over. 2-0 our score. We head to the bottom half of the 5th on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Hell, Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Hell, Mama.
A loud ending to the top of the 5th inning leads us into the bottom half, and Jamie Arnold back out there for the Harbor Hawks.
As it will not be.
That is not Jamie Arnold, my mistake.
Arnold going, will be Jay Driver.
Jay Driver, same arm slot, different handedness. Their deliveries look kind of similar, but Jay Driver stands in. He isn't allowed a run yet this year.
No, he has been fabulous. When you talk about Jay Driver, that is a guy you love to see, especially another returner here to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, but still has one decision in his way, has come in 2 games so far, and has started 1.
In that start, we just talked about it, how important it is getting 5 innings out of your starter with Carson Montgomery. That's what Driver did, getting the decision, making it all the way through 5 innings for a full decision. He got the win in that game too, so just as on that display there, he has just pitched spectacularly to start the season so far, so we're expecting the same thing out of him right here in a close game.
He's appeared in 2 games, went 5 innings back on June 12th against Chatham. 5 scoreless innings, only giving up 2 hits and striking out 5. And then he struck out 4 hitters out of the 6 that he faced against Brewster in a 3-0 loss back on the 18th.
He is a guy that comes in and throws consistently at 90. He's a guy that's going to top up there, and it is pitch speed that you like to see. And what's even better is he's an even better person and always easy to root for. As he was able to come on the broadcast earlier this year.
Guest of the broadcast.
What a great guy he is. Just to even talk just life about and even baseball.
I mean, he asked us if he could come on the broadcast himself. It wasn't like we had to force it on him. He's the guy who wants to come up here, give some perspective, especially diving into the mind of a pitcher.
First pitch to Walker Yannick, who grounded out back in the 3rd, is in there for strike 1.
A guy who's doing so well as Jay Driver is, to get some perspective from his mind is also so much fun and so awesome to hear.
0-1 is flown out to shallow center. In is Taylor and out is Hairline, and he's going to make the place. And Hainline had to go a long way to get that one, but makes the over-the-shoulder catch for out number 1.
Again, just the confidence looking so strong so far. It's his first day in there, yet he's able to communicate with Laurie and Taylor about how and who is going to be able to get that ball. It was to his glove side, so he's able to make that play, and it just dunked straight in the leather, and that's an easy first out for Jay Driver.
So in stands Joseph Redfield as he's going to take in there for strike 1, and we got an updated leaderboard for Stuff Plus in the CCBL for the full arsenal for every pitcher. And Jay Driver ranks number 4 as the 0-1 is taken low for a ball. In Stuff Plus, for those of you that don't know what that is at home, that basically ranks how nasty you are, how nasty all your pitches are based on spin rate and a whole host of different factors.
Yeah, Harrison Rubin, one of our director of athletics, does a great job of calculating all that and really does a great job of it.
1-1 is flown foul.
He also just does a great job of communicating it to us as well.
Yeah.
He's our guy. A big shout out to Harrison Rubin if he's watching at home for being able to calculate, as well as Coach Johnny Davis as well. 2 big stats guys who are coming up with such amazing things to be able to project some stuff for pitchers here in the league.
1-2, he tried to sneak a breaking pitch through the back door, but no call. And it's 2-2. Redfield sees a 2-2 and swings and misses for strike 3. Jay Driver is very good at baseball.
You can say that again, Mickey. It is just, and when he's on the bump, you understand he's going to work everything. He's a guy that's got multiple pitches in his arsenal, and in those pitch sequences, you're not necessarily going to see all the same pitches.
And that's a pitch you just talked about. That's going to be increasing that stuff plus and just going straight to that number. It's a wipe-away pitch, a frisbee slider. It's just impossible to touch from that kind of arm angle.
Bazzana stands in and sees a fastball that gets to the backstop for ball one. He flew out to right in the first and then walked in the third.
Driver attends Harvard from Moseley, Massachusetts.
1-0 is taken just low below the knees for ball two. 6'3", uses all of that length to reach back and add a little bit of velocity as the 2-0 is fouled back into the screen.
Yeah, reached 91 on that pitch, and still behind on it is Bazzana.
And he's a guy that, once again, we talk about it time and time again about a guy that comes in and plays well.
2-1 is taken in the dirt, and it's 3-1.
And on top of that, he's pitching at a large clip. Pitched 67 in a third innings. That ranked 5th in the Ivy League this year. He's a guy that came to summer ball understanding he wanted more and that he's willing to add on to his pitches.
Kelly down the first baseline is playing shaded over towards the line as the 3-1 goes to the backstop again, and that will be ball four, sending Bazzana to first and bringing up DeBarge.
But you still have two away for Jay Driver here. You don't necessarily need to focus on Bazzana over at first base. You can still focus on DeBarge, who had a single back in the first and then struck out in the third.
And not only that, back to the right side is DeBarge, as Bazzana was a left-handed hitter, so easier for him to work righty v righty.
First pitch is in there at 92 for strike one.
That slider that we saw Redfield get retired on, that's dipping away from right-handed hitters, so it'll be nearly impossible for a guy like DeBarge to get a bat on it if it's located properly.
0-1, the runner goes. Throw down from Donay from the knees, and it goes over everybody's head and into center field towards Taylor, allowing Bazzana to move up to third base. And in a 1-1 count with 2 outs, it'll be a runner at third for DeBarge.
Now here in a 1-1. Falmouth trying to knock on the door here, putting a runner 90 feet from home plate.
And this is the first time they've had a runner pass second in this game. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch, and it is in there for strike two.
Now 1-2 ahead in the count. This is a pitcher's count here that you're able to work. And now, like you talk about, another righty, you can try and work away again.
This is where Driver is at his most dangerous. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Down and away for ball two.
It's there. It's just trying to find it and get it into the black.
Yep, yeah, he tried that there. Took a little bit of mustard off of that to put a little bit of spin, just not located. But even though that is a 1-2 count, so that's a good throwaway pitch. So now the count is even. And deuce is wild, as Jacob Hyannis would say.
Perhaps set up for a fastball here. 2-2 is a fastball fouled back into the screen.
And 91 miles an hour, that fastball came down Main Street with.
When you are able to put your foot on the gas with the fastball, then slam on the brake with the slider, it's so effective. And if you can mix those pitches and locate them well, it's so dangerous. That one's grounded to the left side and past the dive of Billy Amick into left field for a base hit. So Falmouth finally on the board here in the bottom of the fifth off of a Kyle DeBarge RBI single.
And all credit there to Travis Bazzana. He manufactured that run himself. That would make the Hyannis Harborhawk staff pretty proud. A walk, a stolen base, advancing to third on the throw, and then scoring on the single by DeBarge. So really nice work to manufacture that run by Bazzana and cut this lead in half. And good work from DeBarge to come through in the clutch.
So here comes Ross Highfill with 2 outs and a runner at first. He has a pair of strikeouts to his name. Runner goes. He tried to check his swing. The pitch was in the dirt, and it got a little bit away from Donay, so no chance at throwing out DeBarge at second. He steals the second base of the inning.
And something that Falmouth is trying to exploit now with still 2 away. You can try and tack on and tie this game.
0-1 the count. The pitch to Highfill is taken outside.
Yeah, DeBarge has half the hits today for Falmouth. Only 4 hits today, so they're trying to make the most of their limited opportunities once they get them.
1-1 the count. Highfill takes a little bit down, maybe? I'm not sure where that one was. 2-1 the count. Harbor Hawks fans not happy with that one. Now count leverage for Highfill. Here's the pitch, and it's away for ball 3.
Yeah, that kind of call changes in at bat because now you may not necessarily want to throw that ball because you may not get the call there. So interesting call. Was close. It was very close, but should be interesting how that changes the at bat here for Highfill against Driver.
3-1 is fouled back, and the count will run full.
That's a great pitch from Driver to be able to get him to swing and miss there, especially on a 3-1 when you understand it's sometimes a little bit of a red stop sign.
3-2 the count. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. 1 in, and the Commodores trail by 1. Here's the pitch from Driver, and Highfill strikes out swinging. Big strikeout for Driver, and we send it to the bottom, or the 6th inning. And we also send it to Bria Losick.
Thanks, Mickey. Well, you just heard Jay Driver's past inning on the bump. You may be wondering why he wasn't up here playing for a couple games. He was actually at the MLB Combine down in Arizona, and he said that he ran into some former Harbor Hawk teammates down there, Austin Strickland and Magdiel Cotto, both formerly of Kentucky. But he said it was just a great time to catch up with the guys. He said they talked all things Harbor Hawks, and you know, I think Jay even convinced Austin and Magdiel to come up here for a weekend. So watch out for that. That's not official, but it was great to have a Harbor Hawks reunion down at the MLB Combine. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Bria, and what a place the MLB Combine is, bringing people from all over the place and reuniting old friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's even a networking ground, too, for guys like Jay Driver, getting a little bit of recruiting trip out there. It's great reporting, great stuff, as always, from Bria Losick, getting all of the inside scoops on all of the most interesting stories Harbor Hawks related.
Yeah, Harbor Hawks alumni run deep.
Yeah.
That is the beauty of it. And there's a culture and a bond with your guys that you play summer ball with. Although you're only with them for 2 months out of your year, but you're with them every day. You are playing with them, and they become some of your closest friends because, once again, there's no school during the off time. You're hanging out with them 24/7.
And just the casual nature of summer ball. I know coming out here, even as a broadcaster, you come in, and it's just very laid back. You get to focus on your work. You get to fine-tune your skills and everything. And it's the same for baseball players. You get to come out. Yes, you work a ton, but also you get to hang out with the guys, meet guys from all over the country.
You get to meet guys in your conference like we talked about with Ty Good and then Ben Williamson. They're both in the CAA. They're able to meet each other, and they faced off against each other quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing it all over the place. We've seen some good representation from certain teams as well. Virginia Tech, we're seeing it here tonight. Brody Donay, one of quite a few players here on the Cape from Virginia Tech, and it's just showing that it doesn't matter where you come from, what walk of life, where you're from. It's just there's baseball out here, and that is the uniting factor.
As it's going to be Antoine Jean here for the Commodores. Out of Montreal, Quebec. We talked about it with Nico Sharp here with Bazanum out of Sydney, Australia. We now get another international in John. Out of the University of Alabama, the Tuscaloosa branch.
And he'll face Austin Kelly, lefty on lefty, as a check swing by Kelly taps that one foul, and it's 0-1. Kelly so far today was robbed of a hit in the first inning off of a diving play by Humphreys out in center field, and then hit a sac fly in the third as he takes strike 2. But he drove in the second Harbor Hawks run of the game.
Now after allowing one to play back in the bottom of the 5th, Harborhawks got to try and be a little more active.
0-2 is taken down and away for ball 1.
Kelly's been hitting the ball, even though he's been out twice today, he's hit the ball really well, really on the screws. And luckily for him, he got rewarded with an RBI and that sacrifice fly back in the 3rd.
Just able to stay alive, tapping that one foul. Final line for Montgomery is 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. No walks and 5 strikeouts, not too bad.
Unfortunately for him, though, it won't be in line for the win. His team was fighting for him.
1-2 is taken upstairs.
Team was fighting for him in the bottom of that inning. They had the tying run in scoring position, but couldn't pull him back within reach of a no decision. So he can lose, he cannot win.
Two and 2 the count. Kelly lines that one foul. Good at bat brewing. Being able to fight off a couple of pitches. He's taken some good at bats today. He's hit the ball hard. Able to come through in situationally high leverage at bats. Another 2-2 as he's going to reach for that one and bloop it foul out of play once again. Big battle between these two lefties. Here's another 2-2, and he takes down and away for ball 3. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Excuse me, the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Another 3-2 is taken in the dirt, and that is a great at-bat from Austin Kelly. So he heads down to first, and that'll bring up Billy Amick.
Yeah, Kelly, like I said, with the 2 hard hit balls, he was rewarded for the fruits of his labor with that sac fly, and now he's rewarded with a really nice at bat, and he sees himself finally on base.
So he'll get his lead from first. Amick, so far, he singled in the first, and he swings and misses here at the first pitch, 0-1, and then he popped out on the infield in the 3rd inning. Amick, a .382 hitter right now. 0-1 to him is tapped to the left side of the infield. Up with it is DeBars, and he throws it away. It's going to go into right field, but Kelly will not advance as it was backed up by Martin. Or excuse me, I think that was Redfield running in from his right field position to back up that throw. Everybody's safe, and there's first and second with nobody out.
Now this is going to be the question an official scorer have to make the decisions here.
It's got to be an E5.
You would have to imagine, however, do you give the E5 on the advancement or do you give the E5 on the hit?
It would have been a fielder's choice no matter what.
So let's go. Amick will get the fielder's choice. Kelly advances to second by the error by the 3rd baseman.
Donay stands in and swings and misses at strike 1. Another guy that's hit the ball hard tonight. He destroyed a double to left back in the 4th and then flew out to right in the 1st as he pops that one up a mile high down the right field line. A bunch of bodies giving chase, and running all the way over from the second base position is Martin, and it drops just in front of him.
An interesting call off there from Martin. Snell had backed up, and I thought he was directly under it, but Martin, coming from a different angle, elected to call off Snell, and Snell, being the good teammate he is, falls off, but Martin's is not there to get there in time. He was going for it, but can't get there.
Yeah, maybe didn't know the angle that his teammate Snell had, but it's 0-2 to Donay. Here's the pitch, and he swings and misses at strike 3.
Yeah, going back to that play, normally you do see the second baseman take that because they have the most favorable route. They're not looking completely over their shoulder. It might just be to their glove side or their weaker side, but unfortunately there, it just Martin couldn't come up with that. It was good communication though between him and Snell.
So Hainline will stand in with 1 out and runners at first and second. Infield at double play depth. Here's the pitch, and that one's scorched to center. In and to his right is Humphreys, and he's going to reach down and make a good play. Wow, he covered a lot of ground on a top spin sinking line drive, and that is the second out of the inning.
And when you talk about Humphreys plays a little bit of a deeper center field here at Gov Fuller Field. So that one's in that shallow area in center field. He had to come in and track that the entire way. Doesn't have to lay out for it, but does a good job to get there.
Yeah, that had a lot of top spin on it. It was sinking quick, but hung up just long enough for Humphreys to make the play. Caught it out in front of him. And that'll bring up Will Taylor. Pitch to him is off-speed breaking ball, low for ball one. Kelly walked to open up the inning, and then Amick reached on a fielder's choice, a ball thrown away by the third baseman DeBarge. Since then, a strikeout and a flyout. And Taylor takes low for ball two, so count leverage for him. 2-1 our score, Harbor Hawks on top. They've scored those 2 runs on 5 hits and have committed 1 error. Falmouth has scored 1 run on 4 hits and have committed 1 error themselves. Taylor takes down and away for ball 3. Mitchell would be next.
He's on here just struggling to try and find the zone currently. Taylor trying to take advantage with 2 on here.
3-1 is taken just low. It looked like it was just below the knees, but called a strike.
You normally see a swing on in those situations, but that pitch that is borderline. And Taylor knows the zone, commands it really well, and that's not his pitch. So good take, even though that's a strike.
3-1 to Taylor, drops in there for strike 2. And the count runs full, but both runners will have a head start here.
Take back everything I said. I thought that was a 3-1 pitch, not a 3-0. So beg your pardon from that one.
3-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Runners go, and that's fouled back, and we'll do it again. And this is where Amick and Kelly, those runners, they're taking off and sprinting to the next bag every pitch. So they probably want Taylor to stop fouling balls off here and put one in play. Full count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch, and that's swung on and missed for strike 3. Jan is fired up on the mound, and that will end the top of the 6th. We head to the bottom half, 2-1 Harbor Hawks on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about. Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Jay Driver back out for another inning of work, and guys, he looked pretty good in that bottom of the 5th, despite giving up the run.
Yeah, despite giving up a run, he commanded the zone well. That's what you love out of Driver. He is a guy that works the zone. He's working every ounce of it. He's not just a middle third guy or an off away pitch. He's going to work every quadrant of the strike zone and make the hitter guess where he's trying to go next.
So to lead off the inning, it'll be Gavin Keelan, who popped out on the infield in the 2nd and then grounded out in the 4th. I was trying to count there.
Trying to do a little bit of math.
No glitch on the screen. It was just me not being able to count. First pitch to him is taken outside for ball 1.
Hey, math sometimes doesn't always come the easiest
You
to
and
us.
me, Jacob.
No.
It's just not. It's
over
not good.
here too.
True.
I've got the mental math down, but not much else.
That's fouled back, and the count evens at 1-1. I feel like this season, me and Jacob had the most math screw-ups.
And I'm so glad that I have had no opportunity because it would be embarrassing for me too.
Sometimes I try to avoid the situation without avoiding adding up specific numbers. That one's lined out to center. Taylor racing back and then is under it and makes the play for out number 1.
That's why you got to use your hands, guys.
Yeah.
Never count out the hands. The hand math works. It has been working since first grade for me. I'm now going to go into my junior year of college. I think it's going to keep working the rest of my life.
Why do you think I've got my 9 times tables down, guys?
Oh, yeah, the hands.
The nine finger. I don't know exactly how to describe it.
First pitch to Christian Martin is high for ball 1.
But you guys know what I'm talking about,
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, cool. As long as I've got one, I don't need anybody else. As long as I got one.
My mom's a teacher. I get it.
Go.
1-0 is in there for strike 1. Here's a number for you guys. Christian Martin is hitting .222 on the season.
3 2s.
It's a very easy one because I read it off the screen. 1-1 is taken in there, a breaking ball for strike 2.
Yeah, that's what I try to avoid. I just look at the screen. It says it all for me. I don't have to do any of these calculations or nothing like that. And then I just talk to baseball ops too. They give me a bunch of numbers that they already calculated as well.
1-2 from Driver is taken in there for strike 3. He hangs the backwards K. And he snuck that one in the back door, a filthy pitch.
You can see why he leads in stuff, plus that spin came right back in there. If you ever watch basketball, that is about a backdoor pick as you can set right there. It was set and works it right in.
Cade Snell will stand in, and he takes low for ball 1. He is struck out and singled so far. 1-0 the count. Pitch is popped up a mile high. Hainline is going to move over and make the play from the shortstop position for the 3rd out of the inning to retire the side in the 6th. 1-2-3 go the Commodores. We head to the 7th. Hyannis by 1 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky. Because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Two to 1 our score. Hyannis leads heading into the 7th inning here from Falmouth. And the Harbor Hawks have struck for 2 in the first 3 innings, but haven't had much going since.
No, they haven't. And when you talk about these situations, it's just trying to increase your lead. A 1-run lead still doesn't feel like you can really secure this one into the back as you go into this back 3rd of this game. But Jean out on the bump to really try and keep his Commodores in it to just pick up their bats again.
And despite that, even though it doesn't seem like there's been much happening, last inning was the first inning of the game where the Harbor Hawks don't have a hit. So there is traffic, it's just they haven't been able to do too much with it since that first inning. Or since that 3rd inning, beg your pardon.
And even then, they had 2 runners on in that inning.
Yeah.
So in stands Nick Mitchell. First pitch to him is upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, 1-0 count here to Mitchell here in this situation. Still looking for his first hit so far.
That one's tapped right in front of the plate. Running over Jean. He's going to try and tag him. He missed him. He flips to first, and he got him. Wow. What a play from Jean, who came absolutely sprinting off the mound to his left as that one was tapped up the first base line. He gloved it. He reached out to try and tag Mitchell. He missed him, and then he flipped it to first in time.
What a play. That is a really big spot there in that situation. Mitchell taking a little bit of a tumble there, but is able to get back up on his feet quickly. to come back into the box, and that's what you love to see in that spot. Guy giving it all out for this team already early in his first game for the Harbor Hawks.
So Zach Earhart will stand in. Pitch is outside for ball one. That's some of the best glove work we've seen all year. That was a really difficult play. 1-0 is high for ball two. He flipped it from foul territory down the first base line. He missed the play, continued to run back, and then flipped it to first.
It was just a fabulous play.
2-0 is going to drop in there for strike one. Laurie on deck. Earhart so far today has struck out twice. 2-1 the count to him. He's going to take it low. He tried to check his swing, and he did on appeal. And it's 3-1 to him. Infield straight up, outfield straight up at normal depth as well. Corners are back. I don't think Earhart's going to bunt here as he lines that one down the right field line, but it's going to slice foul, and look out. That's the exposed bleachers down there, and a whole host of kids come charging in for it.
Wow. That is about as close to a playing surface you will get fans. Those kids, as soon as they started to see it was hit, started swarming over there.
3-2 the count now. Here's the pitch, and that's fouled back. Those kids are braver than I am. I
If
would
you're
not
gonna
be
sit
charging
there,
in on that.
If you're going to sit there, I would bring my glove.
Yep.
Oh,
you
yeah.
got to bring the glove
Yep.
if you're going to sit down there.
Honestly, if you just are at a baseball game generally, keep your head up, bring your glove. It's not even just to catch a ball, it's for protection. As that one's flown out to right field, over to his right is Redfield in the gap. He's going to camp under it and make a late movement, late hard step to the right and get under it and make the play for out number two. So Laurie will stand in. He doubled and later came around to score in the third inning, and then struck out in the fifth, as he looks to try and keep the inning alive for the top of the order. 2-1 our score. Harbor Hawks lead Falmouth. First pitch to Laurie is taken upstairs for ball one.
Talk about Laurie. You've said it. These last two games, he's been in that second leadoff position to try and turn the card over. He's done that job really well. Led off the third inning with the double, and later came around to score on the Kelly sac fly.
That one's tapped to first. Up with it is Snell, and he's going to race to the bag, and he got him. He laid out to try and get Laurie. Laurie went in with a head-first slide, as coming off the bag, Jan fell down trying to cover the bag for Snell, the first baseman, and Laurie is retired for the third out of the inning. So 2-1 Hyannis on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
Obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why'd he sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
To the bottom of the seventh we go, and it's Ethan Lanthier into the game, sitting at a 1.58 ERA in 5 2/3 innings. He has been great this year for the Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, he has been stellar for the Harbor Hawks this year, and a guy that has 4 appearances, and every time he has appeared, he has looked strong and he has come in big, high-leverage situations. Pretty big situation here, only having a 1-run cushion. You're going into this bottom of the 7th as you really got to be wary of this Falmouth Commodores team. The pieces are there. They just necessarily haven't been able to string together a win yet.
Yeah, Falmouth, we were talking with their fantastic broadcasters pregame. They have 1 through 9, a extremely deep lineup that just hasn't quite figured it out yet. It's honestly one of the deeper lineups in the CCBL, but they just haven't been able to score runs. They're 3-9-2, and be prepared if they go on a crazy run towards the end of the year. Don't be that surprised. They sit at the bottom of the West right now, but they're a team that's dangerous.
It's always more so about how you finish, and there are going to be guys who come in, come out. Now it seems like they have a steady lineup of guys.
Lanthier's first pitch to Humphreys, who shows bunt, brushes him back as he pulls back for ball 1.
And that's a 93-mile-an-hour pitch that's coming in to push you off the plate. Got to get out of there quick.
It's also Lanthier just throws it so effortlessly as well.
That one's popped foul. Count evens at 1-1.
It's almost like he looks like he's almost thrown at about 70-80%. He's more so in cruise control more than any hard work. He's just effortlessly sitting at 93. It's so impressive from the pitcher.
Easy power as he throws a breaking ball that misses just outside. Reminds you just a little bit of Bruce Gratterall. Just a little bit.
That's a name. That's a
Well,
name
it's
I
that
wasn't
easy
expecting
power.
to hear. Yeah.
2-1 is going to be fouled off of Donay, the catcher, and the count evens at 2-2.
Final line on Jay Driver. He went 2 innings. Just a hit. The run that he allowed was unearned due to the throws by Donay sailing into center. He walked 1 and struck out 3.
2-2. Drops in there for strike 3. 79-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and that's the first out of the inning.
What a pitch right there. It has been fabulous in that spot when you talk about it. Dropping it down, able to work that spot. That's what we talk about. Those outer part pitches, Mickey. Me and you, this is all I love. When you work the outer part of the plate, you're able to get a couple more swings and misses.
So in stands Walker Yannick. 0 for 2 on his day so far as he takes that one on the inner third in there for strike 1. There's some more games going around the CCBL right now.
Yes, there are. It's time for our favorite segment, Out of Town Scoreboard.
0-1 to Yannick is taken low and away. He checked his swing, and he did on appeal.
So let's take you around. Bottom of the 8th, Katuitt trying to fire back after going down 2 straight. They lead 4-2 over Orleans over at Lowell Park. And then in the top of the 5th, 5-0 Wareham lead Brewster.
That one's tapped foul, so strike 2. 1-2.
And then in the top of the 5th as well, Harwich continues to be a hot team, leading 2-1 over the Bourne Braves.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Yannick takes down and away, gets to the backstop for ball 2.
Bourne was actually able to fire back and get a final as we refreshed our monitor really quickly. They were able to fire back and win 5-3 over Harwich. And the only other game so far right now is Chatham versus YD. YD out in front of the Anglers, 9-5 in the top of the 6th.
2-2 is foul tipped into the mid of Donay for out number 2, so 2 strikeouts quickly here for Lanthier.
And then everything else is final. Katuitt and Orleans is a 5-2 final as well. Excuse me on all those.
Katuitt dropped 3 of 4, I believe.
Yeah. They were on a little bit of a skid, including the largest comeback in the point streak era against the Harbor Hawks.
Redfield stands in and takes down and away for a ball.
Yeah, that's a kind of loss that really can shake up some things in terms of motion and momentum and things like that, because you drop that kind of game and it makes you question the competitive of your game.
That one's lined out to left. Charging in is Mitchell, and it'll fall in front of him down the left field line. Big turn from Redfield, but he'll hold it first with a 2-out single.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of a beautiful piece of contact hitting there in that situation, because there's no one there. That's that territory that's too far to be able to get Amick to go over and leave his bag, and then Mitchell playing more the generic left field role, so it's a little tough spot there to leave.
It's the 4th inning of the 7 so far that these guys have managed a 2-out hit. So they're working really well with those 2 outs to get the runner on. Just about getting him home now, being able to string those hits together in a bigger situation.
Travis Bazzana stands in and takes a ball high. So it's 1-0 with a runner at first and 2 outs. Here's the pitch, and that's flown down the left field line. Long run for Mitchell, and he's going to watch that one fly out of play.
As that one's foul territory down the line. Gov Fuller Field. There's seating everywhere. There's open grass down that line over there where you can put a little more lawn chairs as well.
1-1 the count. Here's the pitch, and it's in the dirt for ball 2.
And that's something I don't think people in the Cape Cod Baseball League don't talk up enough. These are free games. These are nonprofits. You are able to come here, not pay a single price when you come to these games, and it's free entertainment.
Bazzana takes inside. Donet thought about a throw down to first, but he won't, and it's 3-1.
And don't let me under stress. All these teams would love a generous donation as you walk through those gates to compensate their time and everyone here, but these are free, and that's what makes it so well.
Lanthier will lose Bazzana. He missed with a fastball high and away, so he walks him, and that will push the tying run over to second.
And it brings up Kyle DeBarge, too. He's got 2 hits on the day. He scored Bazzana back in the 5th, so this is a really big at-bat to retire a guy with the hot hand here today.
That is the 3rd walk of the game for Travis Bazzana. So here comes DeBarge, and one of the bigger at-bats of the game. 2 outs, 2 on. First pitch to him. Drops in there for strike 1.
You can feel it tightening up a little bit now for Lanthier. He was chucking so effortlessly a few batters ago, but now you feel that he has to bear down a little bit.
0-1 is lined deep to center. Taylor ranges over to his left and makes the play for out number 3. So the lead holds at 2-1 for Hyannis here as we head to the 8th. You are listening to the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Cam Smith to lead off the top of the 8th in a 2-1 game between Hyannis and Falmouth.
We're not the only game in town, though, right now, as it's Game 3 of the Men's College World Series. Yeah. It's 10-2 as I peek over as we have the live stream going on right now. 10-2 LSU in the top of the 5th there. Big game there tonight.
They're only in the 5th?
Only the 5th.
As Paul Skeens has made his way over to the bullpen to really start this one off here. This thing's going to get interesting down the stretch, so stay locked here. We're now into the 8th inning. So we only got 2 more. They have 4 more to go.
Yeah.
So stay here and then go over there to ESPN.
So Cam Smith will come to the plate to lead off the 8th inning. He homered in the 1st, popped out in the 3rd, and then doubled in the 5th. He has been a different monster out of the leadoff role in the last 2 games, as about to see the first pitch. And here it is, and he taps that one foul.
Yeah, DeBarge has the hot hand for Falmouth. It's Smith who has the hot hand for the Hawks, and we've seen it, talked about it in the opening, Jacob. We saw it on the first pitch of the game. We saw it there, too, attacking early. He's seeing the better pitches earlier in the counts, so it's a big chance for him, and he's been taking advantage as he swung there again.
The 0-1 is a healthy rip as he loses his balance a bit and jogs off into the opposite batter's box.
Now, this is a chance for the Harbor Hawks to put some insurance on the board. The leadoff guy is up, and in Cam Smith, one of your hottest hitters right now. So big chance here to be able to get a little bit of breathing room going into the later innings.
After the foul ball, the 0-2, and he's going to line that one into left center field, and it is down. It's going to two-hop the wall as he's going to round first, head for second, and he's still going. He's going to try for third. The relay is not in time, and Cam Smith has his third hit of the game, a leadoff triple in the 8th.
That is now 5 triples so far in the season. That is another leader here as now you got to sit in this situation at this moment in the 8th. Cam Smith now putting himself, nobody away, getting himself to third base. A great piece of hitting.
And this time he got there. He put it in the gap last time, got himself the double, but got thrown out at third trying to stretch. And you could tell he really wanted it. He was busting it out of the box, and he's earned that one.
He wanted that one back, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Austin Kelly in, and the infield is in for him as well as he takes upstairs for ball 1.
And that's the conversation that baseball players have to have with their third base coach. Let's make them throw. Let's make them make the play here today.
1-0 is taken downstairs for ball 2. The infield is in. There's 4 infielders on the right side of the infield. The shortstop, Keelan, is playing behind the pitcher's mound. Here's the pitch, and it's taken low for ball 3.
And what's even bigger here in this moment, Kelly was cut by Falmouth earlier this year. This is his former team. Hyannis picked him up, and they know how to play. That's why they're able to work this metric here.
We'll see if he has the green light on 3-0, and he's going to take up and in, nearly hit him, and that is ball 4. So Kelly is aboard with a walk. His second of the game, and that will bring up Billy Amick, not the guy you want to see in this situation.
No, still nobody away. Runners on the corners. You have to look here at Kelly at this spot because he has speed over at first base. He can move and try and force a double steal and force a throw down. I don't know if that's what Commodores want to do.
Here's the pitch, and it is in there for strike 1.
This is also a guy in Amick who can elevate the ball as far as he wants to, but he knows he's had a switch of his approach going the opposite way his last few at-bats. But here in this at-bat, he knows all he has to do is get a ball up in the air to score a run.
That one's grounded up the middle. It's going to be gloved by Keelan. He throws to second for 1, on to first, not in time. The double play is avoided with the speed of Amick. He runs down the line, beats it out. And on the play, Smith will come in to score. It's 3-1 Hyannis.
This is what we talk about, manufacture runs. That is a hit there for Cam Smith. Gets himself in position. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy for Billy Amick. He just got to get it into play, and Cam Smith will be able to work the rest.
It will be a call to the bullpen for Falmouth as they have dropped behind 3-1. And we will take a break here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust.
Hi. Oh, this is amazing.
Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Joey Ryan, the tall right-handed pitcher for Falmouth, will come in after throwing 2 1/3 innings, giving up 3 hits and no runs against Wareham just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, we'll give a quick line on Antoine Jean. He looked really good up until this inning. He threw 2 1/3, just let up the 1 run as he just right now on the fielder's choice by Amick. It was the only hit that he let up was the triple to Cam Smith. Walked 2 and struck out 2. And now Joey Ryan, who is the Boston College kid, he's from right here in Falmouth, the hometown kid, is coming back after last year. He threw really well last year, had a 1.69 ERA in 16 innings. So he is familiar with this place, this field, and now he's also familiar with playing on it. So good guy to have here just to hold down the fort as Amick stands on first with the meat of the order, the heart of the order coming up here for the Harbor Hawks.
Nothing like pitching in your hometown. That is really when you get to have your family here day in and day out and be able to live at home too. You don't have to live with a host family. There's a little bit of level of comfort that you get to have. It's almost like playing high school baseball all over again, just at a higher level.
So his first task will be Brody Donay, who doubled back in the 4th, struck out in the 6th, and then flew out in the 1st. Donay, a guy that's been seeing the ball really well as of late. 1 out, runner at first. Here's the pitch, and it's high for a ball. Amick the runner at first after driving in the run his previous at-bat.
Smith and Donay both. We talked about them so much earlier in the season about how they can really turn it on. Over these last few games, it's really been the two of them. They're really coming into form.
Here's the pitch, and it's swung on and missed. A huge hack from Donay. 91-mile-an-hour fastball that just got past him.
Ryan here just throwing hard pitches. You're hearing the snap of the glove.
1-1, but before that, we will have a check over to first.
I think Joey Ryan is pretty lucky that Donay didn't get a hold of that one. Donay might have hit that one all the way back to Hyannis if he had gotten all of that.
1-1 the count. Here's the pitch, upstairs, ball 2.
92. When he's missing, he is missing with a fastball flying.
Big hole on the right side of the infield. Snell, the first baseman, holding the runner on. Martin, the second baseman, a couple of steps to his right towards the gap up the middle. The pitch is low for a ball. Throw down to first from Highfill. Chases Amick back to the bag. And it's 3-1 to Donay. Three and 1 count leverage for Donay. Here's the pitch, and he foul tips that one into the bat of Highfill. A little bit of a check swing there that he did not mean to swing at. That was probably ball 4. But nonetheless, it's 3-2. We'll see if Amick has a green light to try and steal here. Ryan sets at the belt. Full count delivery is down and in for ball 4. Brody Donay is seeing the ball well right now.
We talked about for Brody that once he was able to break through and able to get the repetition he needed, he was going to be able to be a constant contributor. And tonight had that big double back in the 4th, and then has found a way to make hard hit balls and made his plate appearances harder on pitchers time and time again.
So here's Hainline. First pitch to him is in there. Breaking ball for strike 1.
How important is it for Donay? He's been able to get some solid contact on the bat, and he's also walking and working great at bats deeper into counts as well, doing it with both things, just getting on base, but through the walks as well as the hits.
0-1 is swung on and missed, strike 2. 3-1 our score. 2 on, 1 out. The runner at second is Amick. The runner at first is Donay. Ryan sets at the belt and throws an 0-2, and that's foul back.
Once again, trying to lengthen these at-bats here are the Harbor Hawks. Trying to take advantage with 2 on here in this situation.
Another 0-2 on its way. Here's the pitch. And that one's driven out to center. Back is Humphreys. He's going to reach out for the warning track, now back in, and he'll put it away for out number 2. On the play, Amick is going to tag and go to third.
Now in this situation, you're able to tag and put a runner 90 feet from home. So understanding there is 2 outs here, but now a base hit's able to score easily.
And it comes in the form of Will Taylor, who is such a solid guy to have in this position of the order. He's batting 6th here, and that's such a stabilizer because they've got the bigger guys on base now. In the event that they don't send one out, in the event that they walk, as Donay has, to be able to have Taylor sitting at number 6 says a lot about this lineup.
First pitch to Taylor is tapped to the left side of the infield. Charging is Keelan. He's going to go the short way to second, just in time to get Donay, who slid in, and that will retire the side. To the bottom of the 8th we go. The Harbor Hawks get one back. It's 3-1 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
To the bottom of the 8th we go. Ethan Lanthier back out for a second inning of work. Runners at first and second in the previous inning. He got DeBarge to fly out to escape that one.
Yeah, I mean, and as the song plays in the background, there isn't really too much to worry about with Lanthier on the mound. He's been absolute nails this season so far. He comes in, gets the first 2 guys, and then all of a sudden, he's got a little bit of a situation, but he channels his inner Swedish House Mafia, tells them there's nothing to worry about, gets them through, and now just one more inning until they're all through.
That was impressive, Michael.
What's that?
An entire comment was just one big...
Thank you. There we go.
Wow, I have nowhere to follow that up, but
really?
Hey, let's go. Fire me up, Michael.
All right.
Ross Heifel will stand in. First pitch to him is just outside for ball 1.
I think you summarized the situation perfectly.
All right, then. Doing my job is what I'm doing. Listen, if I can sneak a music reference in, I love me my music.
1-0 is taken in the dirt. He is trying to avoid the platinum sombrero. 4 strikeouts.
Golden.
No, that's the golden.
The golden is 3, though.
No, golden's 4.
4.
Golden is 4, I'm being told. 2-0 the count, and that drops in there for strike 1.
Now, on the music topic.
Here we go.
You a rap guy? I've listened to your music taste a couple times.
Okay.
2-1 is absolutely flown out to center. That was hit very well, but over towards the foul pole is Mitchell, and he will range back over to his left after overrunning it a bit and put out number 1 away. That was loud. It went way, way up into the night sky, and if he had a bit of a lower launch angle, that might have ended up on the opposite side of Cape Cod.
It was a towering shot, too, and Mitchell did just about overrun it, but corrected himself very well to put away out number 1.
Gavin Keelan stands in and fouls the first pitch back.
So I'm a rap guy to an extent.
Okay.
I don't know how many people will like me when I say I'm a big Eminem guy. Everybody says that's too mainstream, but I love his
that's pretty. Lose Yourself.
Oh,
very
yeah.
solid.
Oh yeah. I was
0-1 drops in there for strike 2.
Was listening to a bit of him and Dr. Dre. Forgot About Dre is a great song from the way, way back when he was young Marshall Mathers.
0-2 outside.
I would describe myself more, though. I do like most music, not the biggest country guy. Oh gosh.
Okay.
For most people, I'd say alt is kind of where I'm going right now. Little Cage the Elephant.
1-2 is swung on and missed. Lanthier sets another down. That's his third strikeout.
Lanthier just attacking batters continuously. Once again, working the outer part of the plate there in that situation. And when you get in that pitcher's count, that's what makes Lanthier so dangerous, is because of his pitch sequence. He can toss a lot at you.
So Christian Martin will stand in. I'm curious to know where you were going with that, with the rap comment.
Yeah.
Because I've listened, because we've listened before.
First pitch to Martin is outside.
We've listened before. We did like our off day, and then when we go on to the golf course, maybe play a little music as well. And he's always, every time I've listened to his speakerphone on the aux, it's normally a little bit of rap.
The 1-0 is in there for strike one.
I'm a big lyrics guy. That's my
Lyrics
whole thing.
guy, all right.
So I'm not too much of a beat guy. So if it has a beat to it, it's good, but more so the lyrics for me.
1-1 taken low.
But way more a production kind of guy. So my favorite artist is John Bellion, and he has lately been putting together some really, really nice engineered beats and entire songs. So that's really who I'm listening to.
2-1 is swung on and missed. A high fastball at 92 miles an hour.
Mickey even got control of the aux today on our way here for the drive.
Did he?
He did. He did. I finally remembered to give him permission because he just doesn't ask.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Lanthier strikes out 2 in a row to end the inning. And we will head to the ninth. Harbor Hawks lead 3-1 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you on a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
So a 1-2-3 inning for Lanthier, and he gets through the eighth without anything troublesome. And we head to the ninth. Harbor Hawks looking to add on.
Yeah, they're looking to add on here. And when you're in this situation, you have a 3-1 lead currently over the Commodores. Once again, it's a one-swing ball game, so you want to be able to be in that situation to have a spot.
Yeah.
To have a situation to make sure you're in a comfortable spot. And that's what you want to do here if you're Hyannis. Get yourselves in a comfortable spot so that you can go to the bottom of the ninth feeling you can toss Lanthier back out there if that's what you elect to do to try and make a decision.
Yeah, the Commodores have only had 2 innings where they don't have a hit, so they're giving themselves the chances, but you credit the Harbor Hawks pitching for bearing down in those tough situations and making sure they come out unscathed.
So Nick Mitchell will stand in. First pitch to him is taken low for a ball. Joey Ryan back out for another inning of work. If Lanthier were to go back out for the ninth, it would be the classic 9-out save.
Yeah.
Classic.
1-0 is swung on and missed on a breaking ball.
Mickey just drops that in there,
Yeah.
in passing
like
the 9-out save.
We see it all the time. What was Mickey bumping today in the car on the way to the golf course?
1-1 is grounded to short. Charging it is Keelan. He's going to bobble it. Throw to first is not in time. So getting to first is Mitchell. And that will set up a runner at first for Earhart.
Yeah, great piece of hitting from Mitchell. What's even better about that hit is the speed down the line that he's able to possess. We talked about it in that last play when he lost it a little bit over there and had to overcorrect. That just shows you the speed he has.
He puts so much pressure on the defense, charging down the line. As Earhart's going to show bunt, he's going to bunt at a high pitch and miss it for strike one. Oh, 0-1 to Earhart. Shows bunt again, gets it down the third baseline. DeBar's charges, no play except a first, and that is a textbook sacrifice bunt. So Mitchell will move up to second, and that'll bring up Brad Keylori.
So tell me, Mick, what were you playing to the golf course this morning?
Didn't go to the golf course.
This was on the way here to the drive.
Here. I'm sorry.
What did I play? I started it out with some Dave B type, kind of like R&B type rap stuff.
Yep.
Then I thought, maybe not. First pitch is lined into left center field. Charging in is Bazana, and he reaches down to make a nice running play for out number 2. That one was hit pretty hard from Laurie, but nonetheless, that will bring up Cam Smith, who on the day has a home run in the first, a triple in the 8th, and a double in the 5th. He is a single away from the cycle.
This is a big spot here, no matter whether you're on cycle watch or not.
First pitch to him is up and in for ball 1.
Is that in this spot with a runner in scoring position, if Smith's able to get it down, that's going to be key.
Mitchell gets his lead from second. One-0. That one skied out to left field. Charging in is Bazana into the Bermuda Triangle, but putting it away is Keelan to retire the side. So Cam Smith pops out to end the inning, and we head to the bottom of the 9th, 3-1 Harbor Hawks on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
To the bottom of the 9th we go. Harbor Hawks up 3-1, and it is the Nightmare back on the mound.
Yeah, Michael Rodriguez. He has now found and positioned himself in this spot as the closer for the Harbor Hawks. And this is a position that he earned very well in that top of the 9th against Katuitt a couple days ago. He comes in, he throws hard, he throws a strong pitch every time, and he gives a lot behind it.
Last time out was against Wareham. He went 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, and shut everything down outside of that. Struck 2 out. And then before that was on June 22nd against Katuitt in what was his best outing of the year, inheriting that ghost runner at second in the 10th inning, and was able to shut them down and prevent that runner from coming around and scoring.
Yeah, in that situation, he is just a stellar pitcher, and he pitches for his team. This is a guy that embraces the team mentality.
I think the reaction right here to my right by Mickey Doolittle of seeing Michael Rodriguez come on the mound, giving quite a few fist pumps, saying, yeah, I think that's the collective feeling amongst every single person right here in the Hyannis contingent as well as in the dugout. He has really done just such an excellent job so far this season, and he really is going to be putting these, and he looks every time to be putting these guys to sleep and end this game.
Cade Snell will be his first task here in the 9th as he drops a strike in there. Rodriguez on the year has yet to give up a run. He's 2-0. Here's the pitch, and it's swung on and missed. A nice breaking ball that runs out of the zone at 79 miles an hour.
And this is where he's so deadly. The 0-2 count, this is what makes him so special.
0-2 the count. Here's the pitch, and it just misses off the plate.
In at 90 miles an hour right there.
In 4 1/3 innings of work, he has struck out 7 and only walked 2. 1-2 is slapped on the ground to the left side, and it's going to get through past the outstretched glove of Hyannis, and it will go into left field. So Falmouth now has their leadoff man on, and Nathan Humphreys, the 8-hole hitter, will stand in.
And in that spot, you talk about it again, is now you have a runner on first, but now the double play ball is here in this opportunity.
Humphreys so far today 0 for 3. Here's the pitch, and it's down and away for a ball. Infield at double play depth. Snell, with that single, is now 2 for 4 on the day with a pair of singles. 1-0 was taken outside for ball 2. And you don't want to bring the winning run up to the plate, especially with the top of the order looming.
Can try and get here in this spot. That's going to be huge.
2-0 to Humphreys. Here's the pitch. It is in there on the outer third for strike 1.
Now with the 2-1 count, you're trying to battle back to be in that situation.
Walker Hyannis on deck, 0 for 3 on the day. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch that's tapped foul towards the on-deck circle, and it's 2-2.
You see him going back to that slider that he works, that off-speed pitch, to try and induce that ground ball, because a double play sets up the last out of this game. But he's battled back well so far. Count is even at 2.
Here's the pitch to Humphreys, and it is just low. Just below the knees, and the count runs full.
Now in a full count here in this situation, this is a big pitch now to come.
Snell gets his lead from first. 3-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Rodriguez, and that's tapped foul, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, you gotta give Humphreys something to hit here. Don't want to be walking the tying run on base with Hyannis and then the top of the order due up. So big spot. It was a good pitch from Rodriguez there. Just got to do it again.
Full count. 3-1 the score. Humphreys at the plate represents the tying run for Falmouth. Here's the pitch from Rodriguez. That one's lined to second. Laurie on a short hop. On one hop, throws to second for one. On to first, not in time. Humphreys just beat it out, and that was one heck of a play by Laurie to field it on a hop. It was a tricky one that kind of short hopped him. He came up with it, fired to Hyannis at second, whose relay to first was just not in time to get Humphreys.
Now you just you trade an out for a runner over at first base here.
Absolutely. You will take that if you're Hyannis.
And it was a magnificent turn, too. Hyannis really threw a dart over to first.
And now it's Walker Hyannis, who swings and misses at a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and timeout is called. Is that pitch going to count?
As it should count. I think it more clipped a little piece of Donay behind the plate there. And
yeah,
Joe Gravina, the home plate umpire, trying to do his job to be courteous and allow Donay to have that second there to recompose himself to be able to now catch this next pitch.
It looked like for a second it was one of those where a hitter called timeout right before it, but nonetheless it's 0-1. Throw over to first before we do that pitch. Humphreys back safely. Humphreys had a bigger lead. Once again, Hyannis 0 for 3 on the day. He struck out in the 7th. Here's the pitch and a swing and miss at a high fastball, and it's 0-2. Hyannis also grounded out in the 3rd to the 3rd baseman Amick, and boy, Hyannis would take another one of those right now. 0-2 the count. 1 out in the inning. Rodriguez throws. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled back.
And now in this spot when you're fouling away, as a batter, you just got to try and keeping your at-bat alive, especially when you're down 2 runs. It is reachable for Falmouth. They just got to try and get more on. And if you're Michael Rodriguez, just got to keep hammering the zone. You're going to get them to swing and miss at one of these.
Another 0-2 on its way. Runner goes. Pitch is up and away. Throw down to second by Donay is just not in time. It was a good throw by Donay. Laurie came over to field it. He was just unable to put the tag down on Humphreys in time, so that wipes out the double play possibility.
And that's a great jump there in that situation by Humphreys. He had it all the way, so he's able to now eliminate the double play.
1-2 the count now. To Yannick, the designated hitter. Here it is, in the dirt, ball 2. And here you hear the Falmouth dugout getting louder and louder with every pitch. Infield relaxes back to normal depth. Laurie holding the runner at second, Humphreys on. Here's the pitch to Yannick, and it drops in there for strike 3. Rodriguez picks up his first strikeout, and the Harbor Hawks are 1 out away.
First strikeout couldn't come at a more pivotal moment in this contest. Now you have 2 away with the runner on second. Your main focus now needs to be the tying run in the box. Whatever happens out at second base with Humphreys does not matter. You have to focus on Redfield in the top of the lineup.
And just as you say that, Bradkey Laurie and Hainline will relax off the second base bag, and they will no longer hold him on, as the first pitch to Joseph Redfield is down and away for a ball, and Redfield is a capable hitter, and we've seen that today. A pair of singles coming in the 3rd and the 7th on his line today. Has also struck out twice. 1-0 from Rodriguez, and that's tapped to second. Laurie on 2 bounces is going to charge it, has to hurry to first. It's in time to retire the ball game. Final score, Harbor Hawks 3-1, and Michael Rodriguez comes in for a save.
Michael Rodriguez comes in and gets a great job. Again, in this situation, when you know you wanted to have a batter in that spot, you had Redfield. That's who Falmouth wants. But who Hyannis wanted was Michael Rodriguez on the bump, and continues to once again pitch another great outing for the Harbor Hawks to preserve the save.
Yeah, and overall, really, really good performance on both sides of the ball, especially from Cam Smith today. 3 hits on the day, and he got the run parade. Not much of a parade, a slow one at that. Only 3 runs scored, but he got the Harbor Hawks started early, and there was a lead that they gained that they would never give away. And it was, again, once again, credit to this bullpen, man. In relief of Simon Miller, who went 3 strong innings. That's pretty good for a closer-type length guy. They bring in 4 on to platoon in the help for Simon Miller, and they only let up a combined 1 run. I mean, it's just such a satisfying win for this team today.
Once again, Harbor Hawks bullpen does not give up an earned run.
Yeah, tonight, that's why everyone in the Hyannis Harbor Hawks team understands that when they point to the bullpen, that they know they have faith that they're going to come in and be able to do their job effectively.
And on the offensive side, it was Cam Smith coming through with another 3-hit game for himself. He was a single shy of the cycle. It was just a great performance.
Don't move him. That's what I'm going to say. Cam Smith, since he's come into this leadoff spot, has grabbed onto these pitchers and hasn't let them go, because he is able to attack and work effectively. Could not think of a better guy. Cam Smith in this leadoff spot has made a really large impact for this team.
Once again, your final score, Harbor Hawks 3, Falmouth 1. Harbor Hawks do it with 6 hits and commit 1 error. Falmouth scores that 1 run on 6 hits and 2 errors. For our producers, Josh Schreiber, Nico Sharp, and Grant McNew. For our broadcasting directors, Austin Dakuda and Abby Stokes. That's Michael Kirsting. That's Jacob Irons. I'm Mickey Doolittle saying so long from Gov Fuller Field. Once again, Harbor Hawks get a win. 3-1 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history. My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family. There's no family.
There's no family like my family. Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations, with 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.